Like I moved in the East. And before I start this conversation on YouTube not gonna know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. And they're gonna catch on a little late. This guy saying I'm not from there because we don't have the same personality. We was raised this. My mama taught me different from you. My mindset different. The people I was raised around. But I wanna tell you, get to know me. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I came here after Katrina happened, and I was in Houston, and then from Houston, when my cousin came down here, I went to Plano Middle School with my cousin G, Travis, and the rest of my cousin that stays in Dallas. I came from them, and and all the rest of those things. And then when I graduated middle school, my cousin them left before me, and I had one more year left in middle school. So my cousin them graduated Plano Middle School before me. I remember seeing my cousin them up in the mall with they from New Orleans and they down here, and I saw them in Frisco. And I remember I used to be with their baby mamas at the park when I didn't have a girlfriend at that time. And I used to be by my cousin man house, and everybody used to be over, and to see them having kids together, baby mama and they having kids together, that's the biggest thing. And I saw his daughter, and like, that's your first cousin. We saw him in Frisco Mall. That's your first cousin from New Orleans. That's your first cousin. And me just saying my cousin, they tried to do music. Same time I was doing music, my cousin them traveling and the rest of them that was doing music. But the thing I want to tell people have been making fun of me my whole damn life. You think I care? Before I left New Orleans, I was in Metairie, New Orleans. You know what that girl told me in that gym by that school? We don't want a retarded person in the music industry. As a rapper, you think I care what they think? Y'all, God said, realize what you've been doing. And let me tell you something. I want to get people to know me. We're going to talk about what I talked about on here on YouTube. I want everybody to see on here because I got 50 accounts. I want everybody to see on here. I'm on YouTube right now. And I'm on YouTube. And I want everybody to see this, that I'm on here, and Dallas rappers and Dallas communities is going to say something, and they're not going to, you dumb, we laugh at you. And I've been connecting. But Yellow Breeze and them lied, and they've been taken away from me while I've been working, while I've been on other networks, and people have been taken away from me while I've been networking, and why people have been lying in the community and Yellow Breeze and them. But I want to tell y'all something. It's not about Yellow Breeze. This is about getting to know me. I didn't care about that. When I was in Fantasy Williams, before Fantasy Williams turned into elementary school, Hubert, Hubert, JRSEL, Baby Legend, Hubert Sellers. Just type in Hubert Sellers, Hubert F Baby, anything with Hubert Sellers in. Turn those things in. And let me tell you something. With my band class, remember in Fantasy Williams, didn't, when I was off beat, what my band class, this guy at Fantasy, a little kid, he peed in a girl mouth and smacked her and peed in her mouth. But let me tell you that those things he told me after he went to jail. He was in the band class in Fantasy Weird. And you know what he told me, Huber, when we played in the band? He said, Huber, listen to the beat. He played something. I don't know where that kid at these days, but I remember him telling me, listen to the beat. I remember marching, playing cymbals every time you stopped me. I remember I had to sacrifice and carry a broken drum, and I gave my instrument to one of my friend band members. I had to sacrifice, and I only had a couple of hours. I know at the time, hold up, let's keep thinking. And I carried that broken drum. We had 2 more hours left to wait, and I carried that broken drum. Then the second parade, I carried the big trumpet in the fantasy rooms, and I had to carry that thing on my thing. My band teacher, he always used that fantasy room, kept me under his desk. He said, when I misbehaved, they said I misbehaved myself. Anyway, other people trying to stop my blessing. It ain't going to work. This time we have changed. And he kept me under his desk. Like he was so hard on me in fantasy Williams. And he was so hard on me. Like I didn't sometime in the band class, I had to sit under his desk. He had a little room. He had a little room. He had a little band director room by the other band teacher teach and the drum major teaching fantasy Williams. I used to have to stand when I used to have to I come after school, play music with the band class and do all that fantasy Williams and do all of those things. I remember one time after a parade, I was too tired to bring my cymbals in, and he got on to me the next day when I came to school because I brought it the next day to school and said, "Why you didn't bring your instruments back to the band room? It was not your. We didn't say bring your instrument home right now." And I remember those things. He got on to me, and I was like, "Okay, okay, okay." I wasn't supposed to bring an instrument home at this time, and he got on to me. God said, "You didn't care what people think then, and you don't care what people think down now." What they said. You know, my friend Peppertree was at my local office right in Dallas, and I saw one of them, Peppertree. He's from New Orleans, and he stayed in Dallas. And he told me I ain't scared to hang out with you. Peppertree, he stays in Dallas, Texas, and he's from New Orleans. And he know me since I was a kid, and he's like my brother. Him, Peppertree, and he met me at the local Social Security office, and all of those things. Just like when I was at a local office, I think everybody was mad because I was communicating at my local office with people that remember. In the Spanish girl that used to hang in the apartment, she was in there with her kid with another dude on a thing on over at the local office. And I remember me and her went and chilled by ourselves in that parking lot in Carrollton, in another parking lot. And we went and chilled by ourselves the whole time. And me and her smoked like 10, 11 blunt. And I saw her at the local office. And I went to my girlfriend's house, Sabina house. I went there high as a hell. And when me and her were just by ourselves in the car, and I went there, me and her, and I saw her at the local office. And she knows, and I saw her at the local office that thing. And I remember I was going at Sabina's house, and I was high as hell. I just smoked 10 blunts with her over there at this park. Me and her just smoked 10 blunts by ourselves together. And we high as fucking hell. You know, I was loyal at that moment. I didn't want nothing to cross that line at that moment. You know, I didn't want to cross that line, but I was like, hold up, we just smoking. I'm not gonna cross that line to anything. But I saw her at the local office, and we used to chill in Fat Joe, Albert. We used to chill by this school by Turner. We got a donut place. We stayed in the donut place by Turner, behind Turner, and all the rest of it. And you know the apartments over there? The apartment let us apart. I was a Michael Vick fan, and the apartment let us paint the color behind Turner where we wanted to paint it. And I think apartments need to let the kids start doing it. Get their moms involved. I think more things. An apartment behind Turner. I want to paint mine right by the donut place. In front of Turner, got a in Carrollton, Texas. It got a donut place, and it got an apartment room. We stayed there in those apartments, and it's had a whole bunch of Mexicans in those apartments. And I remember the apartment owner let us, and the apartment people let us. I think people in apartment complex, they let us paint our wall, and they redid it. When you stand there, we need to let these kids paint the wall. Tell their mama if you want to paint your room, if you want to paint your apartment room, paint it, and they will go in there and paint it. I was so happy to live in that apartment at that time behind the donut place in Carrollton where Ariel Turner at, and I got the donut place across the street in the front because they let it at that kid, my little nephew, baby mama. She died, rest in peace to her. So she used to come over there. Joe and everybody used to stay over there. at that time, and I was still in school at that time. My friend Candace, I used to go get her from school and come and get her from over there when she used to go to school. And I used to go over there when she used to go all the time. So the thing is, these apartments, these kids that stay in these apartments, where these managers let them be creative in their apartment and they redo them. And we got to start thinking that can you let these kids, all right, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? And I was so happy to live in that apartment at that time. We stayed in two, three apartments. We stayed there. My brother had a friend that stayed in that apartment. We stayed in two or three apartments. And in that same apartment complex in the Spanish community in Carrollton, Texas. So I was happy to live in that apartment. Kids, these apartments need to start letting y'all be creative. And they need to have people that can come in there and redo it. This would give everybody more of, all right, I'm gonna let you paint, I'm gonna pay people to come in there and do it. You put $100 the parents let the parents put $100 deposit in there, and you kids can be very creative, and we will redo it when they get time. There's more things that we can do. So I was so happy to live in that apartment by the pool behind Area Turner in Carrollton, Texas, in front of Area Turner by the Dunner Place Mexican apartment. I was so happy to be a part of that community and all us getting out there by the pool and all us doing that stuff because not just happy living that, it's just the apartment complex that I was happy. They let us be creative. But tell these kids that staying apart with their mom is you gonna let them be creative. And when they leave, y'all repaint y'all walls. So is you gonna let these kids be creative in their apartment? And I was so happy. This is a true story. Even though when I was in a house, when we had a house in Carrollton, Texas, I painted my room. Even when we had a house staying in Carrollton, Texas, towards turning away in that community. So can these apartments let us be creative? These are things that will keep kids out of trouble. Can you and these the apartment gotta step up. The apartment have to step up and just be more of those things. They have to step up. So what they like that's what I had to fun like the apartment complex is gonna have to step up. They're gonna have to say, all right, I'm gonna repay. You put $100 deposit or whatever that is. At that time, I didn't have $100 with me and my family, but they let us pay it anyway. This at the apartment complex is step it up a little bit more and let these kids be creative while they're in the apartment. Let them paint the room. And I was so happy to have that atmosphere around me, to be around those things. And let the apartment, they let us paint the room in my room. I sit up there and put the tape on the wall. Also in our house, I put the tape on the wall and they let us paint it. But the apartment complex got to be more. Not just having events. Let them paint. Tell them. I remember this guy named Russell, and I worked at Russell. This guy named Aura. We used to go on the other side. I used to work with Russell at 1216 before Aura. I found that at Aura died. Russell told me that Aura used to take me everywhere with him. I want to thank Russell because I want to thank Russell because if it won't be for Russell at 1216, I wouldn't have met Earl. And I think Earl was doing houses with people. And Russell, I gotta really thank him. I might be mad at him for what he did, but I have to thank him because if Russell wouldn't have let Earl work there, I wouldn't be in that environment. The met Earl. Earl took me in this other side of Carrollton, where over there where I used to work at Big Lots, a little farther down by Baylor Scott Hospital. And these women with these apartments, these people with this are coming. Shout out to Russell. Even though I'm mad at you that you did me wrong, but I gotta thank you for letting me meet Earl. You know, Earl, he came and helped Russell out at 1216, and I found that he passed away. Earl had a truck, and he come in, and we go in the deli in the Walmart. When we wasn't working, me and Earl get this cold sandwich and this cold coleslaw. We used to eat these things. But over here by Baylor Sky Hospital towards Creekview, they got Baylor Sky Hospital, they got the Brookhaven Nursing Home. Me and Earl used to have to do work for people. And Earl would take me everywhere in this apartment complex over there. And Earl will put plastic on it. The shout out to us at 1216. And he would put plastic in his apartment. And he would go measure when we would do things like that, tape on the wall, and we would do little paint touch-ups and things up in the apartment complex. Russell, good friend, he took me to the houses in the community doing stuff like that in the communities, and he knowing people. This is the person that worked with Russell at 1216 in Carrollton, Texas at the 12, and he worked for Russell in maintenance, and he was best friends with Russell. And I'm glad that I gotta look at the good stuff. I'm starting to think of all the good stuff that I had. That if it won't be me being a part, I would have met Grizz. I would have met the Grizz. I would have met those things. But also, I would have met Earl because Earl took me to houses and communities, and we built stuff. My bond with Earl Russell Frank was very important. Now, I didn't just have a friendship with him at work. I had a friendship with him afterward because he took me to the storage. He had Earl had this whole refrigerator. He had this whole refrigerator. He got everything in his refrigerator in the storage in Carrollton over there. And he just took me in his truck and Earl and Chris did not handle it. And I want to shout out to Russell because I'm gonna tell the Justice Department on what they were. That's one thing I can thank you for letting me meet Earl and Earl coming in there working, and you ask Earl to come there and help you out. And that when you ask him to do that, that friendship between me and Earl growing. I'm so mad when I talked to him that when I talked to Russell at 1216 that he passed away. And I was so mad at those things when I worked at Walmart and he passed away. And just like a car picture, like he worked at 1216, he do music. And he worked at Kroger's, he worked at Walmart together. And I was telling him at Kroger's, I'm on an interview with him. When I had an interview for Kroger's, he's already working there. I didn't take the job because the way he was treated, the way the manager was treating me. But he's already there. He worked at 1216. He worked in the daytime and evening time. So we already know each other. He do music and he do that. So I was like, hold up, go to the Texas music office. And I was communicating with him also in that thing about what I know because I worked with him at 1216. And to see him at Kroger's no longer working at Walmart and see this is Kroger's on Frankfurt in Carrollton, Texas, see him on Kroger's in Frankfurt and see him over there going through that interview and I'm seeing him on the streets and I'm still communicating with him and I'm seeing him on the streets. I said, hold up, I want you to go on this website. Me and friends, we've been connecting with each other and he showed me his MySpace and his Facebook and his thing. And like this guy that he's still cool, my brother. I got this other guy that used to work with him on this man. And the same time, man, Rizzo was putting out money, music. He was putting out music. This was my space when Charlie Boy and Rhino said I didn't go hard. And me and Mirza decided to hold up. Rhino with Charlie Boy and Rhino said I didn't go hard. So me and Mirza decided to come up with a song called God Gonna Have to Bless You. God Gonna Have to Bless You. Because Charlie Boy is a group that Charlie Boy was with. And Rhino, we was talking while we was making covers for Charlie Boy. Rhino said I didn't go hard. And with Charlie Boy and I said, hold up, Charlie Boy is big in Texas. Charlie Boy, if you don't know about Charlie Boy, you don't know about nothing if you don't know about Charlie Boy. You have to know about Charlie Boy. If you don't know about Rhino, you know about Charlie Boy. And we came up with a thing on MySpace called God Gonna Have to Bless You. God Gonna Have to Bless You. You a pussy nigga. Me and Mirza came because Rhino from Charlie Boy group. Go look up Charlie Boy. Rhino from Charlie Boy group. Then say, and this was the same time me and Sabina kept breaking up. And other niggas was hopping on songs what I was going through. And hopping on song with Mirza and Lil Diamond, every time me and Sabina get into argument and we think we're not gonna come back together, um, get back together, um, in those things. Mirza have everybody else on song. Ladonna have everybody else on song. And that was the most I hate about that situation. I got mad at him for that because he hopped the people that's not actually going through it. The Ladonna happened people on those songs. You know, crunching on my crown. I remember getting into an argument with Cassie at the park at that time. And I don't know what we was arguing about. But she always want to pick every little argument with me. But that argument didn't get out of hand. And I remember ran back to the studio and I put my song on that crunching on my chrome in Carrollton, Texas, with a diamond crunching on my chrome. That argument I have, and you go crunching on my chrome to Lil Diamond, you hear me on that intro because I was arguing with her. And I say, hold up, I'm going through something right now, man. Hold on, arguments, bam, 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 bam. And I remember Cassie, little cousin. Everybody used to chill by Perry. We used to go after school, and I used to leave school. And we used to chill in the walkway, and we used to do those things. But I don't just think about the past. You know, when people going to school, I don't go back to a west part of that. First, I go back to a training myself and learning, restructuring myself and learning. When everybody was going back to the school, and God got back to Dallas. I never took when I went out on school campus. I never took it back. Even one thing Miss Chastity always told me, Miss Linden always told me, he always welcome me. As long as I'm here, you always welcome me. But it was not this about. It was not this about. Oh, he's out of high school, he's doing this. It was about more that I wanted to learn. And Texas didn't have the education. One thing that me and this lady talked about on March Lane, and we was at the store 2996, and I was a customer at that time. And she talked about how Governor Abbott, and we talked about how the community don't want to invest in disability at the high school. And my relationship with my customer was where and Douglas Miller broke at. And I told the Justice Department, how can we understand that? And you broke that bond with my customer. Because some of the customer I came in Walmart, we talked about different things. And we talked about those different things. But we also talked about Texas not investing in disability. And we talked about Governor Abbott, well, Governor Abbott, this is the stuff I had with my customers, why I was not working there. They didn't want to treat me right when I was on the clock, and they didn't want to treat me right when I'm off the clock, when I'm talking to the customer. And I'm not on the clock no more. So the thing, and it came to a problem. Y'all don't need to make up your mind. And we seen the marketing manager, manager Billy from another business. We there, and this marketing manager at Walmart, she was acting real jealous. And I told the Justice Department, see me and Billy talking and watch her spirit behavior. Watch her facial expression. Watch the way she act in the spirit when I'm reading this Gucci Man book. And I told the Justice Department, I don't know if it got a camera in the in the electronics and going to where they keep the thing at that, keep the what that is. Keep the um the um the claims and stuff that in the back room by the bathroom. But look at this marketing manager being jealous. Even when I was on the clock and I'm standing by the produce department, I'm standing over there by the by the deli department. I'm in this little section over there. And Jessica got 8 of her new employees there. And there's one Mexican. And I'm saying out loud, I seen jealousy. And I'm saying out loud, Jessica need to think before she hire people. And this customer said, Hubert, I agree with you. And I'm looking at the spirit behavior of Jessica employees. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? I'm like, and Goodman Miller want to know what's going on in this situation. And then this customer seeing the spirit of your employees. We right there and we seeing how your Jessica, we seeing how your new employees and your old employees act in the spirit. And this customer was like, you right, you are right. Jealousy was on the clock. Then Jessica manager said, if he and she not everywhere, she act like she can be everywhere. This woman act like she can be everywhere and have everything. And that's the problem I have with Jessica. That's why one of our trust was broken. And she talking about the second that if he become manager, I'm quitting. Because you say I ain't friendly with everybody because of the connection, the conversation I was having with the customers. I messaged I messaged the Justice Department and I told the Justice Department that corporate office and Dillman, I don't know if that was Dillman Miller. I don't know if that was him in this spot. I don't know what that was at the time. They came in the deli staring at me, corporate office. So, and I don't know if that was racism. I don't know how y'all was playing it, but I looked at it was racism. I looked at it was racism. And you had somebody in the McDonald's listening to my conversation. And they're gonna be able to see that breach of privacy because you're a selfish and racist. And you're not one to change. So that's breach of privacy. So those things or what those situations is, you have somebody in the back room that work in the camera room come in there and listen to my conversation. Douglas Miller had. And I didn't have a problem with the people in the automotive side because they say anything you want, just come and get tools. My problem wasn't with the people in automotive. I think everybody in automotives was good, and I think in automotives was good at 1216 in Walmart. They was good, and whenever I needed tools or anything I'm fixing on and I have to work on, I come and get them from them. So one of the guys from auto, I missed that guy to death because he's always coming in the automotives with his girlfriend after work lunch. He's coming in there and he's getting this special side of Yaki means this is Yaki thing. And he always say, Hubert, give me that good stuff. And he always seeing me. One thing when I was at Marsh Lane, when I was in Marsh Lane and I was over there, I went in on the back of automotives. I'm running, I'm doing suicides. I put my vest in the middle and I do suicides. I have so much energy. And sometimes when I have so much energy, I'm also sitting in the back. I'm sitting in the back. I go, it's this little hill on Marsh by the Marsh and Frankfurt over there, and it's a little hill under the bridge. And I'm sitting here by these things, and I'm sitting by these things, and I go put my vestes on the grass when I got so much pressure on me, and Jessica employees acting up, and mad because I'm doing other work. I'm doing what my manager's telling me to do. So I need to get away. Being in that small area suffocated me. That I had so much energy, and other employees didn't like that I had so much energy, but I'm still doing everything that was expected of me. I got wrote up, and Jessica looked at this all wrong. I got wrote up for doing what I was told to do, and other people did not want to work. Everybody, and no, see, I kind of hated that I went in that department because it stopped me from being in other avenues. When I was with Shawnee at 2996, that I had the freedom to help everybody out and being at the and but Jessica, the other employees, they got kind of mad and kind of they were getting kind of confused. Even now when I was in that other department, and I'm on the scrub and I told the Justice Department, look at this Mexican intimidating me on that scrub because I'm helping people out. Sabina, a family member, came in there. He drive trucks at 16, 17 years old. We had champagne. We drank a champagne. And 16, 15 years old. And I remember him coming in there. You have grown. And Sabina family member, he's married to him. And he's coming up in there and say, Hubert, even Tabitha and them started to come in there. I miss you, Hubert. Give me a hug. And everybody was saying, I miss you, Hubert. Give me a hug. Tabitha. Xavier did not like that. That my friend Tabitha and everybody that know me in Carrollton, Xavier, I said, look at the jealousy, the way Sabina family was coming in there that's married to Sabina's cousin. And look at Tabitha coming in and hugging me. And look at the things that, the situation that Xavier, look at him rolling his eyes. Look on the clock that I'm hugging my friends. And they're going to be able to see that out of the managers. They're going to be able to see that behavior, that jealousy behavior. Look at the spirit behavior when I'm interacting with people. And that's going to, and look at the manager. Even James rolled his eyes. And look at the, even when I worked at another store and I told him, when I went to another store in Dallas, and Xavier, I approached Xavier and said, hey, how you doing, Xavier? And the other, and I'm going to tell you just, look at the behavior from that. The other guy, the white guy I worked with at 2996, he came and he rolled his eyes when him and Xavier was at the other store. God said jealousy ruined this bond. Jealousy ruined this bond. Jealousy ruined why we couldn't do the things we wanted to do. Ricky and my friend Candace told me, Ricky you can't expect everybody to do it this season. Candace said the same thing. And Candace, my brother ex-girlfriend, Candace, she got a baby by someone else. She told me the same thing. You can't expect everybody. Like when fights were breaking out at the hotel in Carrollton, and everybody was acting an ass. And Carrollton knocked on my door and they asked me what was going on. And at that time, I didn't say nothing. But at that time, they knocked at my hotel door. And there was a lot going on. These Dallas motherfuckers was acting a fool after I called DJ Envy manager. They was acting a fool after I called Rockefeller. Trump knows it, everybody. They was acting a fool. So when I tell the Justice Department to look at that hotel, I told my mama, you don't know what's going on. You don't know everything that's going on. It's something that the state of Texas, when we go in that courtroom, the state of Texas are not telling you nothing. And Ms. Brooks sit up there and laughed and smiled at my mom. I said, you look and you getting out that courtroom and you want to tunt. I said, you're not out to make a fool out of me. And I thought she took it too far. The courtroom took it too far. Ms. Brooks and them took us too far with tunting. You want to laugh and tunt? You took it too far. I said, you took it too far. And you know what I did? I filed a civil rights complaint. I filed a civil rights complaint against the state of Texas. No, you don't got a camera in that area. And I'm looking at certain, and I'm going to tell the Justice Department, you don't got certain cameras in your damn building, in that courtroom. So when I'm doing this, when I'm going to message them, yeah, you don't got certain cameras in part of the outside the courtroom. You don't got, when I looked up, when I saw Ms. Brooks doing what she did, it didn't have a camera right there. And I'm going to tell the Justice Department, it did not have a camera right there. So when you don't have cameras in certain places in that Dallas courtroom, that can be the biggest problem with that situation. That can be the big. Let them hate. Black people got problems, man. They got problems. Let them hate on me because I'm right and I'm the truth. There's a reason why Governor Abbott don't want to let me go. There's a reason why the state of Texas, you don't know nothing. There's a reason why they don't want to get. They know you lying. Don't. I told that police officer, don't think you know what you know. Don't think you know what you know. You think you know something and you don't know a damn thing. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. They know that they've been lying. They know something. And they know I know. There's a lot going on in this situation. And Joe Biden know the community was going to be racist. Obama and them we expected this behavior to happen from the Carrollton community. We expected this to happen. Let me tell you something. When y'all was acting an ass and Trump came down here, the FBI was working right amongst you. Carrollton people don't even know it. In those documents in Carrollton, Texas, and I realized something. I was at the park that I saw an FBI thing, and only certain people have those things. Certain agent have those things. It's not like a regular plug you get from the mall. Only certain people are allowed to have those things. And I saw something that I saw something in your ear. You see it in the movies, like when Pete Diddy said you own certain things you're allowed to have in the video. It's certain thing our government is going to allow you to have, right? And like he said in the video, I saw something from a FBI undercover agent that was watching you behave. And I'm like, hold up. You know, I'm a movie person. One of the guys that played in the movie when he protect the president's daughter, he's a black guy, and he goes in there and protect the white president's daughter. He's an actor, and he go protect the president's daughter for a day in the hockey. He had this thing. Only certain people have those things in their ear at that time. Either you work for the president or you work for FBI. And I saw something when I was in Carrollton that shit. They know about your behavior when Trump came down here. Let me tell you, when y'all wanted to be racist towards me, Trump exposed those files. You women and all the rest, y'all don't know nothing. Let's talk about whatever. He exposed those sex scandals. When you black women and all of y'all wanted to be racist towards me. Let's pay attention. I want you to pay attention, Dallas. I want you to pay attention to what's really the problem. He exposed those things when he wanted to be racist towards me, right? And look at Dallas County. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him with security guards when I was saying things. Look at him. Look at all them scandals in 2019. I meant what I told those police officers in 2019. You better check with Joe Biden, the president. I mean, everybody in that courtroom when I got arrested in 2019. You better check with Trump now. You better check with the rest of them. I meant what I told them. The day you put me in those handcuffs, Dallas courtroom, Dallas Police Department, and Carrollton Police Department, I wanted to know what you was dealing with. I wanted to know what you was dealing with. The day you put me in those handcuffs, I wanted to know what you was dealing with. But every police officer was scandalous in 2019. I wanted to know what you were dealing with. And let me tell you something. Even though I'm not getting paid, I want to scare them a little bit. I can be paid to be calm too when y'all want to play stupid. And black worker, Judge Kennedy, I meant what I told you, even though I'm not getting paid. I meant what I told you. But it got people that work for our government that's racist. And that security guard, that IPS worker, was racist. And you know what I told Judge Kennedy? Even though I'm not getting paid, my money's going up in a different way that you don't know. It takes. I found out in Atlanta when I called the Atlanta Senator, I got people working on my case about the call center. I got different states that gonna be working on my case. I said I can be paid to be calm too, right? I wanted to play with their mind a little bit. Even though Trump and them know that everything, I wanted to play with their mind because they tried to play me. And Judge Kennedy said, hold up, you acting scared after you want to treat me bad, right? You don't even know it. You don't even know it. They want to treat me bad and Judge Kennedy cool and want to intimidate me and do everything right. I meant what I told Judge Kennedy. I meant what I told you. I meant what I told you, Judge Kennedy. But you wanted to show no fear, right? God said you wanted to show you and your police officer. You wanted to show no fear, right? Now I told him if you arrest me, I went to the civil rights league. If you arrest me, that's racist. That's abuse of power because you don't want this project to get out and Yellow Breeze and them lie. You know they lied. You know you was watching me. God said we're gonna drop it. When I was at Six Flags in Arlington, Mexican Kingdom, drop it. We're gonna drop it when y'all tell the truth. Let's talk about when I was at the Six Flags in 2019 in Arlington. Mexican told me to drop it. Let's talk about it in Arlington, Texas. Let's talk about it in Arlington, Texas. Who was at Six Flags, and they told me to drop it. God said we're gonna drop it when the truth come out because the DA not ready to drop it. Even though they know what's going on, the prosecutor knows, and they don't want me to leave. Yellow Breezy keep lying. Yellow Breezy manager, I called him and tell him something to tell the truth and who Obama is, right? You say you don't know who Obama is and the guard is. You say you don't know who that is. So it won't that be that easy since you want to talk shit back. It won't be that easy for the Justice Department to sue you and get money since you saying you don't know who Obama is and you don't know who Joe Biden put as the Attorney General and everybody that was watching me, huh? So everybody that was watching me since 2019, right? How did I get killed? Everybody, and you took something from me and you lied about it. Let me tell you that DA agent that was in that mall that looked at me and you childish ass kids was that you childish ass grown ups and teenagers. I want that DA agent there. And I told him, since Mayor Johnson said we gotta move past this, I told the Justice Department, look at every camera in that Galleria Mall. And you get every damn kid, every person that was involved that doing music with Trap Boy Freddie and the rest of them. God said, I'm gonna make them tell the truth. And let me tell you, you kids wanna act, and God said, I know your faces, you're gonna die up in that jail or get beat. One or the other. One or the other. Or get beat. One or the other. God said, I told Joe Biden, I don't want you to survive. I don't want you to eat. I want you to be put to death. I don't care if you're in numbers. I don't care where you at. You don't deserve to survive. You don't deserve to even eat a meal. You don't deserve, you want to get a phone call from your family. I asked the Justice Department to get everybody that was in that mall. I want you to look at every camera in that mall. Some of the people I did not have a problem with, the ones that I had the problem on I was talking to, get everybody. Get everybody. Let's seek out the lies. Yellow Bridge, God said, I'm going to make you tell me the truth. I'm going to make you tell me the truth when you lie and y'all coming together, right? Look at Lil Nine coming together. Look at all these things that coming together. Look at them. God said, look at them. But you want to hate me and tear and beat me up because you're not willing to listen, that you willing to believe Yellow Breeze in his life. He said he don't know who about it. I told Obama, y'all saw me. We messaged Obama. We told Obama, we told the Justice Department, and I hope they're on YouTube to hear who Obama is. He laughed and turned. All right, you laughed and turned the Justice Department and turned Joe Biden and what he knows and all the senators what they know, right? You turning them, right? So you turning them, right? They was watching me the CNN and you turning CNN and them, right? See, when you're a business music off, you see Bum B, and when you're Slim Thug and Camilla, you got a business. You just can't be about the streets. You got to be able to go on CNN. You got to be going to newscasts. You can't be about the streets. Look at them. They don't even know the whole time. Since MO3 manager who Obama and talk shit and laugh, right? He called America a pussy. That was Yellow Breezy manager called me. He called me a pussy. He called America a pussy. He called the American flag a pussy. He called everything that we stand for a pussy. So when he decided to do that, all right, God said, you want to play like that? You want to play like that when I call you? You want to play like that? Let's tell the Justice Department the balls you have. The balls you on, I sue you for $30 million. And I told the Justice Department, I said, I want $30 million from Yellow Breeze. I want $30 million from you. You got the money. Your fans believe in you, right? Your fans believe what you said, right? Your fans believe what you said, right? Yellow Breeze? Your fans say you a liar, right? The streets can believe you're lying ass and you can get people to turn on me. But Obama, you gonna answer God, bitch. You gonna answer God. Even one of them attack me. These kids that support you in trap boyfriend, they're gonna die in that jailhouse. Their mama not gonna get to see them. Their mama won't get a phone call from them. They're gonna be put to death. God said your 14th Amendment right gonna be till you get no state attorney. You gonna sit there, and you're gonna listen to litigation. You're gonna hear that judge, and you're gonna sit there and hear it. You're not gonna have no state attorney with you. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve my phone calls. You don't deserve none of that. He said, oh, that means he talking about Obama a pussy. He talking about senators a pussy. He talking about every state and every senator. He talking about everything that there was a pussy. I messaged him. I was like, you said that? Come on, let's not talk about it. You called the senator and CNN that was talking about me, and the news that was talking about other news. Dallas was and Teller the 10 was talking about me. Everything was a pussy. Teller the 10 said we might drop the charge, right? And all the rest of them. Some people don't believe in the system. I want you to pay attention. I want you to listen to those phone calls when I messaged the mayor about something. Listen to the phone. FBI, I want you to hear me because I was able to do my homework to know where my money coming from and how the things did. When I read something from T-Pain, and I say, hold up, and I read something from T-Pain, God said you betrayed me too many times, Dallas. And I'm going to tell it that when I do social issues, God told me to tell Dallas, Texas, and on Cliff, you betrayed me too many times. And God wanted me to stay away from you. God told me to stay away from you. You betrayed me too many times. You newscast your communities. God told me to stay away from you. God said you're gonna know when the cliff is safe is clear. God said you have to get you on what you want in education. When you on the Texas music office, it talks about warranty. It's there with the court when you sue them, it talks about warranty. It talks about all of these things. In this book that it got Bill Gates in it, got Walmart in it. It talks about how Walmart and Bill Gates network and how Walmart is involved. And it talks about how Washington involved. It talks about how America networks. But America haven't found out the involved side of it. YouTube haven't involved. If I can go on a thing and be like, hold up, let me press a button where I can invite people to my, let's do a verse. on YouTube. YouTube have not evolved yet, where they can have a platform where we can say, hold up, I'm just not all going here and I go to top check and I click on this right corner and I go communication, all the rest of it, pop check. And not saying invite people to your channel. They're not saying press versus. And they're not evolving yet. They're not evolving yet. YouTube is not evolving yet as it seems. And YouTube need to evolve as they seem. But we can do verses with people that on YouTube. YouTube is have the older model. YouTube have the older model. They still stuck. But we just can't depend on people to come to us. Like I'm on YouTube right now. Zero communication from anybody. Every once in a while, 2 or 3 people come up on my YouTube channel. But zero communication. But I had the chance to get on live, big live. This guy in California said, I hope you make it. And I told him like what I was doing. He told me he do fences. He a Mexican. He do fences in California. And he was telling me the people when he get people to work with, he don't like to listen to him and all the rest of those things. And he said, I said, if I work for you, I'll listen out, but I'll keep on trying until I get it. And when I told him I'll keep trying, and I'll keep trying to say, but I hope you make it. He said, don't get mad if I don't follow you. And they was telling me that on Big Live and everything on live, different apps. I've been networking. And one of the things in my friends in Chicago, the people I talked to in Chicago and in New York and everybody, it was like, they would tell me find somebody that can keep up with and things. But I was also wanting them to know we all don't know everything. And the streets will manipulate you. But we expect these businesses to have the right leadership, to be able to teach and guide as they go. When I was on different apps talking to everybody and I told them about my situation that I had with Chris in the apartment manager for 2996. And he's watching me. We doing inventory. I'm really happy to do inventory. I'm coming in there really happy. It's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I'm really happy to do inventory. This is something I haven't did. This is something Charles was being racist of. Get money, stay out the way. Hubert Sellers, Hubert Jr. This type of Hubert Sellers Jr., Hubert Sellers III, and Legend, Big Legend, Hubert. And I wanted to tell everybody this. That when I was talking about Chris showing me in the telegram, he's showing me I'm watching he do something, right? And then he watched me do something. And then he just give up on me. And I said, hold up for a second. You sitting at there standing right by my side and this merchant got getting purchased. Instead of this time I'm gonna look after myself. And let's take care of the problem. I said, let's figure the problem. He wanted to give up and he wanted to look after himself. Get money started the way he was selling. He wanted to look after himself. I said, hold up. Let's figure out the problem. We sitting up there standing by each other. And we sitting up there standing by each other inventory. And I'm learning this new thing. And we sitting up there. I watch you do it, then you watch me do it. And you give up on the first try. You give up on me on the first try. And that's why I didn't like him. And plus his ego, he passing me anything. What my bad? I said, we all working for a goal. Not just the money to be more. And their ego, some people in it for paycheck. They in it for the money, they ain't in it for the leadership. And that can be the biggest problem we have in society. Where they are not they in it for the money, that they in it for the leadership, the ego. When I worked with a person named Kerry Brother at 1216, he became a manager before me. And his ego got in the way. I was dealing with racism. Russ Greg saw what Charles was doing to me. You know what Greg said? You know what Greg came out there? Greg took that forklift and he said, fuck Charles. And Grizz came out with that full cliff, got that scrap, and he started putting carts on that forklift. And he started putting and even though me and Grizz don't got the same color, he accepted me and teaching me things. And he didn't judge as well as they do. And Grizz, wherever you at, I love you and I miss you, man. And I hope to see, tell your wife, whatever you at, and I'm shouting out to the universe because I lost this number in my phone. I respect Grizz more than I respect them at 12, 16. And I had to cut Raymond off because he talking about how I work for somebody. Yeah, I'm a CEO. I'm telling what Raymond said. I'm telling him I work for him. I tell you I'm a CEO. What he said, and I cut him off. You don't work for no. I say, you don't know that I'm a CEO. The reason I got incompetent the second time because I wouldn't admit that I was a CEO, and I tried to tell that damn judge that, but she wanted to manipulate the situation more. Judge Kennedy wanted to manipulate the situation more. I signed the contract, and it said everybody everybody every that means Walmart is allowed to have my ideas, right? On that thing. Anything that Walmart is allowed to use, they're allowed to use my ideas. And that contract, I know how to read, don't play me. But Goodman Miller tried some slick stuff. Look at his behavior. He didn't want to lose power. Look at his behavior. And I told the FBI, and I told Joe Biden, look at his behavior. People don't want to mess with you because you want to take, everybody said people don't want to mess because you want to use and come up off of them. God said, what that justice in there? Oh, and I told T.I., you don't even have to mess with me, T.I. God said, you don't even have to do a music song with me. The streets don't even have to do a music song with me. None of y'all don't have to mess with me. But y'all have hatred, man. Y'all don't want to see nobody else be successful in America but y'all, right? I want T.I. to hear me. T.I. said on action, God said you better go if you took a loss, you better go check yourself if you took a loss. God said you better go fight for something if you took a loss. You gotta sue people, investment didn't work out right if you expected to, and all the rest of this thing. T.I., you better go see something, God said. You better go check something out. A lady said something on Twitter. She said, we tell our kids to go to school, get an education, get a job, and get killed for it. But we don't tell. Oh, one thing I learned about active shooter, when you see an active shooter, I worked at Walmart, and an active shooter tells you to go hide in the building and do everything in there. The difference is stone. And it don't tell you to watch out for a spirit before somebody come in that store. When we do active, you're not aware. Y'all so busy paying attention to yourself that you are not aware. You're on your phones. You're on this and that when you're doing it. And you're on this and that. God said, you're so busy on your technology and you forget what I tell you to do. You're so busy on your technology and you're not watching your surroundings. I say, what if 9/11 could have been avoided? You depend on gadgets. Everybody's in their phone. What about themselves? But if we look out at everybody's spirit, I was in church and sitting there sitting in this little room. And I was telling them how I used to go to Tanner, and I got Tanner on my thing. And Tanner wanted me to fly to the little part of Texas with him and catch a jet. He said he would like. And I told him about the music industry. Tanner got a girlfriend he could pay. He got everything. I used to hang out with Tanner a lot. When Tanner, I got mad at Demir. Demir tried to argue about who knows what. I wouldn't have met Tanner. I wouldn't have met Aquina if it won't be for Tanner. Tanner was involved with Aquina. You arguing about bitches and all the rest of that in Carrollton, Texas. Who know who first? Hold on. Tanner was dating Aquina. I said, I don't care. The thing is, they care. He want, and let me tell you, my friends at Creekview on the other side, when I was still hanging around Jameer, and I was still hanging around people at Creekview. I'm a little older, and my friends over there on that side, they used to chill at my house when I used to have to sleep. They sit in my living room, we play games, and they tell me about their relationships and all the rest of them at Creekview. And Jameer got mad because I didn't want to hook him up with the people I know. I say, let me tell you something. I say, Tavine and Demarcus and the rest of my female friends that went to Creekview and I know, and I'm a little out of school, and I tell them no, because I was able to talk to Tavani and able to communicate with Tavani about what Sabina put me through, and I was able to when you have friends that you talk to and they a little bit older than you and they a little younger than you and you're in school. But I was able to tell him my story and Tavani like, damn, I didn't know that you've been through all that. And I was able to tell him something that Sabina was doing with him. And I was able to tell him that I was able to do that. The stuff I seen when I was with them and all of that. And I was like, Tavani and them and everybody, DeMarcus at Creekview and them understood me. And we kind of grew that bond more. And I remember when they used to go to school, didn't used to go to school after school. We go to Subway on the other side by Creeview, and I stayed at my own apartment. We go to Subway, we do all of these things, and we just talk to each other and we have fun. I met one of my the Creeview students, and I told them expect the Texas music office because I gave them their music. They got marketing. I gave all of them. They've been trying me. And I gave the Texas music office their music. I was like, hold up. Let me get your music because I know something. And, street niggas, and I told Ricky they got Tamira's. And I told Ricky, I said, Rick, I want you to go to Texas music office because you can get grants. Talk about royalties. It talks about the portal. It talks about all of these things. But the streets don't want us knowledge. They want to manipulate. I don't got no problem with no gang members. I don't got no, but in New Orleans, we have sections. Go listen to the Hot Boys album. We have sections. 9 wall, 8 wall, 7 wall, 5th wall, 4th wall, 3rd wall. Most of the thing I told my brother was sitting at the house and I was on my check, like, and y'all was on my check buzzcast and on my other buzzcast check. And and we talked about me not having a girlfriend that's strong enough. And I'm always strong, and I need a woman that's not going to pay attention to the bullshit. We need that strong relationship that can hold it together. That bond can be tight, and they can hold it together. Let me tell you something. The mirror right here, and this is me in the middle. This is me. This is my food stamp card, and this is Sabina. The mirror says your girlfriend thank you the best, right? And the mirror says, so what? I seen her spiritual reaction, her spiritual face. You care what they think. You care about every birthday present I give you, everything that I do for you. You let your cousin determine jealousy. You let them stop you. Every birthday I kept my word. And you used to get mad at me for every birthday. And I kept my word on every birthday. I kept my word. When you used to get on my case on every birthday, I kept my word. I went to the mall with mirrors and diamonds and we got you this big bracelet. We got everything. But let me tell you, I want you to stay out of me and Sabina and them business. And mom and dad. And the last argument that me and Sabina had in Carrollton, Texas, that it wasn't time yet. I'm getting tired of waiting on her. I waited too long. I stood by her side, even though when her little brother told me to leave. I'm tired of waiting. You don't know nothing, Carrollton, Texas. You think I wouldn't find out when I told the Justice Department about that favorite accident, that model, that marriage just sit up there? You think you don't know nothing that I know. And Mirza tried to lie to me and tell me, oh, hold up, I don't know what you in. And this black bitch, a Dallas bitch, a model bitch. And I told him he was going to get robbed, and he got robbed. He come crying to me that somebody robbed him. I told you what was going to happen. I told you what was going to happen. I told Ricky, don't mess with these slimy ass niggas because they work for an artist. They don't want y'all to know. They don't want us to come up. They don't want to know. I told Samantha we're gonna have to stay away from Samantha. I told Samantha we've been through a lot of stuff. What I didn't want when she stays in South Dallas and she got a lot of Dallas niggas messaging her. And I said, Samantha, we've been through a lot, okay? And I said, Samantha, I know we had our differences. But we started to talk about MO3 and the Yellow Breezy situation while we driving by our house. And I told Samantha, we know we had a difference. And she started to tell me about Yellow Breezy. But I said, Samantha, we're going to have to stay away from each other from now. Because these dumb Dallas niggas, I see these Dallas niggas on her Facebook and all that. She know we're going to have to stay away from each other because these liars in these streets. She haven't messaged me back yet, Samantha. Haven't messaged me back yet. She haven't messaged me at all. But I told Rick, watch out for these niggas. They on some other shit in Dallas. They on some lying and come up shit. I told Ricky the same thing. I'm promoting my music because of Ricky. Not because of Diamond. Not because of my love of Sabrina or any way of that. My love of Sabrina because I told Ricky to watch out for these niggas. I told Ricky when you know about this industry. You know when Pip C said the industry don't want us to come together. They scared they don't because when we start coming together, they're not gonna like it. They are not gonna like it. And Pimp C was the truth. He stood by everything that he stood by. When Memphis didn't get that award, you don't think Pimp C was here? He'll tell us, and Jordan Victoria said it was a test. Because DJ Khaled been communicating with me. And I see a DJ Khaled sitting out there with Bun B. And I've been communicating with him since 2019. And I've been communicating with him, and I work for DJ Khaled. And I work for him, and I've been communicating with him. That can come to a great more understanding. That can come to a great more understanding. I see DJ Khaled sitting down by me with DJ Khaled, and I said, hold up for a second. Hold up for a second. April Baby Mama B2K, because shout out to her, because she tried to convince me, but that person is not knowledge enough. And he listened. You know, I've been aware of Mirror's friends. I've been aware in a long time ago of messages. I sit there in every phone. I sit there in every phone. And I've been working there. See, step there to play my game. You gotta watch people because people will whisper shit and make you seem like you crazy and try to turn family against you. Remember those things. Remember those things. You gotta realize the confusion, the humans, what they can do, and how the confusion starts in the house and how the confusion starts. Remember those things. Don't let other people, my mom way in the room. And my mama can't hear anything this man says. And I want to watch what they say because people can get this to turn. And you tell my stepbrother keep them. But I'm going to tell them anyway. And these things to keep them arrested and start confusion. So I'm prepared for other people's behaviors. I'm prepared. But let me tell you something. You're using stuff against me, right? And the more the prosecutors stall, and I told Joe Biden, if I'm on those streets because this city think about they fucking self, everybody that got a throne, everybody that got a house and they got a throne, everybody that got a platform and they got a throne. And I seen the post. Look at the video on Trap Boy Freddy. Let me tell you something. When I put 3,500 for each of my songs that I promote, it can be non-charity or charity. And I think I put charity. But for your music, your money for your music and how you want it to come in, it can come to your account. it can come to me. But I don't got it. I asked my money to be delivered to me. My money was supposed to come to my house. So I don't got it. I'm not gonna lie and say I got something. That doctor got mad. I'm not gonna lie and say I got something and I don't got nothing. That doctor got mad. I don't got nothing. But when somebody trying to ruin you and you acknowledge yourself, that would take time. When somebody trying to ruin you, and Dallas tried to ruin me. Dallas trying to ruin me. Hatred and lies tried to ruin me. And I know what it was going to become. And I'm a wrong, you're going to get ruined in the heart state. God said, you can't ruin me when knowledge is power. My seed was planted from one apartment to the next apartment and to this. It was already planted. When y'all was so busy listening to everybody, you women wanted to terrorize me and listen to these niggas. And Orion said something about people would take some of your cup, and then more of your cup will be overflowed. Orion said something about that in church in the city. More of your cup will be overflowed. And he said something about God. He said something about God cup, and more of your cup will be overflowed. People will take from your cup, but you will get more in that cup. And me listening to Orion, and I'm going to have to write that down. Orion says something, people will take from your cup, but more of your cup will get overflowed. That means people will take it, but more of it will get overflowed. But people still, it's yellow breezy ego. It's yellow breezy ego. Hip hop on the turn, I got other churches with me. You know what I'm saying? I got more, I got all the rest of these things with me. I got other people and other things with those things with me. And I'm at the church in the city. Orion said the church in the city. He said today. He said in church in the city. He said your cup will people will take from you, but as they take, the cup will keep overflowing. It will overflow more. 2 or 3 a cup, 4 a cup. All the rest of these things. And he was able to tell me these things in church in the city. You know, I wanted to come up there and talk to him and get a church letter. But I wanted to tell him today, I wanted to talk to him more and like tell him some other stuff. I said, God been using me. God been using me because since I marched in the parade, since I was playing in football with my friends in New Orleans, in the East Apartment in basketball when Victor and Vincent got caught on Canal Street, was squad up and I've been a part. I might don't know how to play the game. But when we get board games, when we play Monopoly, play the dice game, we play those things, the board game. I like to play the foot thing when everybody Monopoly, Uno, other games that we like to play. You know, other things that we like to play. Other things, I like to play those things. There's so many other games that I like to play. I even was at Marissa's house one time and we played ping pong at Zach's house. And we played ping pong. Then we had to take a shot and do all this. So me being in Zach Man's house and doing all of those things was a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Was a great thing. So those things with that situation. You know, so being in that one and listening to me, but this is my story. This is my story. This is my story. And I don't care if she listens. I don't care when she tell me to get over myself. I don't care anymore. This is my story. And I'm going to tell it when she don't want to listen. I tried to make her listen, and I ain't worried about it. The thing that me and Marissa had a fight with, I tried to tell her. I tried. Even her little brother told me to leave. If I know it's good for me, I leave. I tried to fight for this connection. What else do you want from me? I messaged her on Facebook and Marissa's like, what the hell? I tried. Demir told me why he was in, why I didn't know, because Skyline was telling me. And she was the one that dishonest. I'm willing to accept anything because I love her. And that's the thing about when you, but I don't want to be in this world. I don't want to be where honesty is not being given. And I always know. And she kept lying. Every day we walked home from school, and I came and I left my school, and we talked about this when she was in middle school. We walked home from school at Perry Middle School. I asked her every time, but the mirror had to really tell me why you was in Boston. I don't care if you know this. The mirror had to tell me something. I was hurt at first. I was hurt when I was sitting in that bedroom. I was hurt that when he told me. I was hurt because I loved you. I was hurt that he told me that. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You didn't think in Carrollton, Texas, Maryville, Sabina, you didn't think, and I hope the universe, you didn't think when you cried, your cousin tell me I don't like the way y'all act towards each other. You want me to treat it? We see people how their cousin get treated bad and how their family get treated. We see people, cousin and daughter dying off of relationships. You don't want people to treat your cousin right and your daughter right. And I don't like the way you act. I didn't, it hurts me, that pain, that I wanted to wipe that tear away from me. I wanted to wipe that tear at that computer. I wanted to kiss that tear away from me. I'm hurting too. We ain't the only one that's hurting. You ain't the only one that's hurting. But when your cousin, your friends say, I don't like the way you act, I gotta treat you right. You're a female. I gotta be the man that able to treat you right and be able to handle you and able to take care of business at 14 and 15 years old and do those things. You know, we had a chance to have sex. And you wanted to have a baby at 14 and 15, and I understand those things. But at that time, when we sat in that room, I wanted to gain your mama trust and your dad trust. And I said what I needed to do. I remember what they told me, what your intention is, and I know I had to gain their trust more. So we kissed each other in the cold. We kissed each other when your mama was in there. We did all of this stuff. But I know I had to gain your mama and your dad trust. And that was more of important to me than any one of those things when we was kids. When at Perry Middle School, that was more than anything that we was kids. I remember you said to me, Sabrina, and I hope the universe get this. You say you hurt me. I'm willing to roll with the pain. I was willing to, I remember you said something, if you stay with me, I hurt you. I remember those words. But love takes sacrifice and pain. Love take all of this thing to go through it. Love take all of these things to go through it. We have to understand when you in love as a kid, when you get older, love take those things. Love takes sacrifices and pain. It takes us going through stuff. When your mama used to hang, we stay on the phone with each other. And your mama used to catch us on the phone, and she used to catch on the phone with us. And we used to get on the phone, and she used to stay on the phone. They know I was on the phone with you. I know they know. But you want me to be honest with you. I remember in that day we sat there. I was on your doorstep. I remember you putting in your makeup. I remember all of that, Sabrina. And I remember you said something about, I'm doing this for you. I wanted to tell you, I love you without all that makeup. I don't care about the makeup. I love you without all of that makeup. When I watch you, when we was kids and I watch you in your house with your mom, I wanted to tell you, I was a little shy at first, and other things were going on. I was a little shy. You would be shy around your girlfriend, because you're seeing everything different. You're seeing everything different. But I'm not willing to go back in that direction at that moment. Even though people trying to make me go back and trying not to go back. But I got this to verify this tattoo on my hand. Even though she told me not to get it, I'm letting me get it off. But I was, I know we communicated off of music. That what me and Sabina did. And the best I ever had. And we play those songs. And we play the song The Best I Ever Had by Drake. And I remember we communicated off of music. And, you know, I was willing to go through the pain. I was willing to go through that. I was willing to sacrifice that. But I know what when you told me that when when you told me that I'm really when you told me that if you still with me you're gonna get help. You know what I said? Your love and your everything is worth your kisses and your love is worth every part of it. I thought to myself, your kisses and your love is worth every part of it. Me being around you is worth every part of it. It's worth every part of it. But look, down, y'all tried to destroy it. You can't destroy something that was in my life before. And the reason why, how Marissa looked down and Carrington found out about it, the reason why they found out about it, because of Sky and them talking down on our relationship, talking shit about our relationship. That's how Marissa found out. We sit in the room and Smith, Carrington, Jim. That's how Marissa found out. Sky was hating on our relationship. Sabina, open your eyes and see jealousy. Open your eyes and see the spirit. God said, open your eyes. You just don't want to see it, right? You just don't want to acknowledge it. But you're going to have to open your eyes to see the bigger picture. But God said, if you don't open your eyes, it's going to be, I'm gone. But right now, too much damage has been done in Dallas. Too much of manipulation, too much of lies have been told. And I have to move forward. I'd rather date Taylor Swift than date a rapper in Dallas. You hear me? I'd rather date somebody that throwing songs at me than date a rapper in Dallas. I'd rather date Taylor Swift than date somebody in Dallas. I'd rather date that than date somebody, a rapper in Dallas. And that's how I feel because it's too much of manipulation. But if you got a powerful woman like Soldier Boy and Diamond, and she said that she wanted to learn more, right? And she was in a relationship for love. She was in the internet for everything. Soldier Boy and the woman Diamond that dated Soldier Boy. She was in that relationship this for she in there because she talked about teaching, which she can learn from the nigga. But you gotta have love and Diamond from Little Scrappy didn't have that. She didn't have that. She wanted to learn and be in a relationship. And you gotta have love and those goals and loyalty at the same time. And I didn't respect that about the Little Scrappy situation, the Little Soldier Boy situation, and her. And everybody started talking about that situation. I didn't respect that situation in those situations. So I surely don't want to be in a relationship with her in those matter because she talks about learning from people and the bond supposed to be more deep. You know, I got on my TikTok thing and I got two rings and I got it on my like account. I want a relationship when the spirit is open. The spiritual side is open. You know, Emily Cabot used to go to church. The Mirror sister used to go to church. And she told me something, and I believe she told me through God. The Mirror little sister, and she used to go to church. And I don't know if she still go to church. And she told me they're not ready for me. And I think God was talking through her because your society, and you're not ready now. Look at your behavior. Look at the God said, look at the way you act. You want God. Kanye said, we believe in God, but do God believe in us? God said, is you worthy? When I stood up in that place, let me tell you, when I stood up in church in the city, everybody said, if you leave, I'm saying words, saying these words in church in the city and all the rest of this. God said, is you worthy of me standing in front of you? Would you accept me if I was standing right in front of you? Church in the city. Would you accept God said, accept me? Would you accept my surroundings if I was right in front of you? If I walked among you, would you accept my surroundings? Would you accept me? Would you let people kill me and try to destroy me? God said, we can't. I give you mistakes. When I got crucified, I give you mistakes. I give you mistakes. But I also give y'all to learn from those mistakes. Would you let the same mistake happen again? That's what God trying to understand. That's what the heavens trying to tell you, and God trying to tell you. Would you do the same thing again? Or would you protect me? Would you protect what you would you so care about, what you so love? So God said, look how you treat one of my kids, the fake this, and people threaten to fake it. People in the trap that I kill them for believing in God. Look at the fake, look at the dynamic between those things. But God said, I sit up there in church after they were saying the city of church. You can't even, would you accept me for all of those things? You gotta understand, God is everywhere. You can't expect me not believing God is everywhere. We God is everywhere. You have to understand those things. He's everywhere, and his disciples move in ways that we are not understanding. I was telling him I sat in the room. I sat in the room, and I told him I used to go to church in Urban with Tana Mom, and I still talk to Tana Mom, and I talk to him and his girlfriend over there. And I gotta get back on Facebook. I got so many Facebooks, and he got a girlfriend, and I used to go to Capel too. He had a girlfriend in high school in Capel, Tana. And I used to, his girlfriend used to like me, but cause this girl used to just chill by herself when she used to go to Capel school in Capel, Texas, and she used to go to Capel. Yeah, you're beautiful, thank you. And she didn't like me. She never did like me, but me and Tana was hanging out, and I didn't worry about her, man. Like I didn't worry about. We used to go to the Lifetime Center. Tana mom used to drop her off in the Lifetime Center in Capel. We go to the gym and Capel. That bond we got. Can I get a fight that bond? We go all of those things in Capel, Texas. Tanner. We used to do all of those things. I had to block people because Aguina had a problem in her relationship with Demir. And I tried to be a good friend and tell her, and she gonna tell me if you know. I said, you still ain't keeping the word. You still ain't telling me. I said, oh, if you right, you told me in that text as me, you would prove it. But your mama didn't want them to did one y'all together. And one thing I told about my female friends that went to Cleveland, and I told them, man, I'm not gonna let you hurt them like you play that dumbass nigga, that dumb woman Shelly and Rose. I'm not gonna let you do that. And I told the mirror that like I care about my friends and me chilling about them, and I care about them. And I say, hold up, this not gonna go like this. It's not gonna go like this. And my friends and I'm around new people. I'm around new people, and I'm around new people. It's not gonna go like that. And I told them that it's not gonna go like that. Yeah, will you scream tomorrow? Yes. When they didn't want to go to school, they chill at my house and play my game. I had to go to sleep at work at night. War one, I had to work. I like 7 women to play my game. One day, Tanner came in there. He was on drugs, and my friend Clemente, he was in it. And Clemente said something about before he stayed in an apartment. We worked at U-Haul. He said, Hubert, I hope you find what you're looking for. The day me and Clemente stopped talking, Clemente, he's a U-Haul worker. A U-Haul worker. I think Clemente did. I think one of my U-Haul workers. He stayed in an apartment. He said, Hubert, I hope you find what you're looking for, and I hope you find the things you in life. And we stayed, he's a good singer. He worked at U-Haul with me. And we part ways because I was still trying to find life and trying to find things. And things, and we part ways in that friendship and working together. And him and his girlfriend, he sings, he do everything. He's a good singer. His mom, he's everything in that format. He's everything in that format. He's everything in that format. He's everything in those formats. So he's everything in that format. You know, people get mad, people want to get agitated with me because I don't want to tell them, and not meant for my brother to man meant for you to tell people everything. But I told you what I know told you, and that is it. You know, people want to catch an attitude. And these streets is waiting for people that did me wrong in the mail is standing there in silence. He's waiting for me not to give me my justice. He's waiting. Him in the city hall is waiting for all of the stuff they did. They wait for me to be out in the streets. They wait for me to do that. The racism of what he pulled in that election, the racism plot that he pulled in that election, he's waiting. And I said, God said, these community, I said social issue. And I told Senator Ted, I said, this community care about their damn self. And most of these communities, they in it to be rich. They selfish. And we talked about that with Iran. We talked about that today, a selfishness. We talked about those things of Iran talked about that in church in the city. Selfishness. Selfishness where people want you on the streets and they want you to do that. None of these people in these Dallas community care. They don't care. I went to a shelter and they told me you had to sleep in the street before you get a hot meal. And it's the way the black people was acting. You know what I say? Fuck that. I'm going right back to my mama's fucking house. Fuck y'all people, man. I say fuck that over the bridge shelter. You telling people they gotta sleep on the street before they can get a hot meal. I say fuck that over there. I say fuck that shit. I carry my ass back straight on. I'm not dealing with that black ass shit that y'all dealing with at Dallas. I'm sitting in line. You gotta tell me, oh, y'all to get a hot meal. You gotta watch out for that shit, man. Dallas on some other shit. These people that stay at these workers at these shelters, they got some fucking problem. That stay at these shelters. Bodies on the street because they don't want to accept the people. Nobody wants to deal with that bullshit, man. You, nobody wants to deal with that, man. Nobody wants to deal with that. You know, I have never been silent. I have put music out. I have did all of those things. I have never been quiet and I always had a voice. But people are scared of intimidation, people are scared of where they're looking. They're gonna pay a price for everything that they do. I don't care where they're looking. This is my story. I'm fighting for justice and honesty. Do what you do. Now I had to get on my mom because she messaged my lawyer and I told her, don't do that because I'm waiting for them to give me a good back if they're gonna reschedule. Don't do that, man. And I was very, and I'm gonna tell her, you messaging, I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. No, I wanted you to see if you're gonna reschedule it or what you was gonna do with the case. And I wanted to get, don't do that. I had to tell her, don't do that in that format and where I'm trying to deal with this situation, deal with the lies in the city, and I'm trying to deal with these kids and these lies. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department. He messaged my lawyer because my son. No, because they gonna play the little games. They gonna play the little games And Yellow Breeze and them with their little line ass to protect them, make sure they know they gonna play their little games. And the rest of them in their community is gonna play their little games. And I'm gonna say that no, I was waiting for them to text me. I told my mama, in case they arrest me on Tuesday, I would not bring my son. And she messed, and I told her they up to some sneaky stuff. Cause I know how my son I'm supposed to be, but I'm going against the rules because it's a racist situation. It's a racist situation. It was a racist stuff in the Gainesville courtroom, and it was a racist situation. That you know why that lady didn't like me? Cause my intelligence. I talked about domination. I talked about that in my baby mama relationship. I talked about that's between her and her family. I said, hold up, abuse of power, Gainesville, and I found a partner relationship. And the thing is, Gainesville, Texas. You want to play this Gainesville? I told Gainesville, you want to play this in the courts? You want to be racist towards me, Gainesville, Texas? And I told him I filed a racial complaint against the Gainesville courtroom. This ain't over. God said, it ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Gainesville, you're going to pay a price. Everybody that's sitting in that office that want to play dumb in Gainesville, Texas, the black person, you're going to pay a price. You hear me? You damn right I filed a racial complaint and I filed against the justice. But you know what? They did that because of my action, Gainesville, the state of Texas. Because you know my actions, right? And you took my kid away from me. And you know I was innocent because of my actions, right? There was a lot going on. There's a lot going on that what we're going to talk about Gainesville, Texas. There's a lot that we're going to talk about the state of Texas. There's a lot that you're going to be responsible for. Texas, your racism, your lies in that courtroom, a lot. There's a lot. You know my actions. You know I know that you know my action. And you abuse your power anyway, Gainesville, Texas. When I messaged the president, right? And I messaged the attorney general, right? You abuse your power anyway. But God said that's a price. God said, why do I want to eat with you? You can't even accept me and my children. Why should I eat with you and you can't accept me and my children? Why should I eat with you and you can't accept us, Gainesville, Texas? Oh, I've been on TV. I know where I lost my kid. You think I didn't know and I was innocent the whole time? You see, when you play a dirty game and you was watching, and I know you was watching the social media, you see, I was on TV since Gainesville. I want to tell the senators, man, abuse of power, or racism power. But our black people sit with you and they racist too, right? You think I didn't know? You gotta be bigger than that. You didn't want me to leave here with that blueprint. You think I did not know Gainesville, Texas? Oh, the senators think this is way behind it. Yellow Breezy think that, and it's gonna catch up with them. I asked everybody to be at that mall. It's your job to get everybody at that mall. Every kid that was at that Galleria Mall in Dallas that told me that was not gonna work, and all the rest of these things, they don't want to answer the call. They want to argue and fight, and they want to take us out because we don't believe in the same thing. They want to beat us up. They want to shoot us. They want to do because they have hatred. Sure, they rather have hatred than love. God said, you want to see me, and you can't even protect me. You can't even protect my children, and you want to see me in these 4 minutes. God said, God said, I created you to make mistakes. but also learns from those mistakes. When I got crucified, it was meant for you to learn from those mistakes. So if I come back one day, would you protect me? Jesus and God said, would you protect me? Would that force be more stronger? So God said, I give you mistakes to learn from it. When I got crucified, I give you those mistakes to learn from it. But if I come back here with you, would you able to understand those things? All right, when we go to the planets, we go to Mars and we go everything, we go to everything. Space sharers, they hear everybody that's in that space. They know why you came. They even hear you on this earth. They know why. They know the non-believers. They know the non-believers. Your creator knows you. Just because the planet don't got a mouth that it can talk to you from does not mean nothing. What if you just not having climate change from Earth, you having climate change from space. You just not having climate change from Earth, you having climate change from space. You having climate change from space. When you talk about climate change, you have a climate change from space. When they talked about it on the news, that the thing is due to religions, climate change, space, know why you came. The creator hears you. But is you worthy enough? Let me tell you, God said, I got your former body with me. Even though your spirit gonna enter your body, it is gonna take time for your mind and everything. Your memory will come back to you as you go. They're like the Martin Luther King dream cartoon. The kids, they went through different times of Martin Luther King time, right? When he got older, right? And when he got older, when he got older, that was the bigger problem when he got older, right? He in the cartoon, he got older. They had to remind him when he got older who he was. When Martin Luther, they ended up on the civil rights thing with everybody. When these little kids got there, and Martin Luther King and the teacher got them and told them, "We did not come here to fight. We did not come here to do any of those things." 7, 8, or 9, or 10 anime. Y'all have been with me. I've showed y'all Martin Luther King, Whoopi Goldberg. No, Michelle Obama said something. She said that, yeah, and I went on Spot about a file, and she said on a punchline, she got a wonderful story. And I hate that we have to have differences in a partner. And I also understood Trump when he talked about intelligence. He talked about, and I understand his documentary, and I understand, and it's so much hard because when we can connect and understand each other on different levels of understanding it, and it's so hard that you know understanding of it. I felt the spirit in Michelle Obama when she sat behind those curtains, and I felt the sadness. I felt that moment with her, even though it was a long time ago. But I felt that moment. I felt that moment with her. I felt that moment. I felt that moment with her. And I was like, man, when I sat in that cook, I felt that moment. I felt the spirit. Even though I watched that documentary late, I was watching them when they was getting the election, but I didn't watch certain parts of the election when they got in office and they started to do things. They started to get on Michelle Obama, the way they touch each other, the way they do it. They will start, let me tell you, these social media people and these people, they will find any little thing to get at the president. They got at Joe Biden away. Joe Biden hugged Hillary Clinton. It's so much thing of those things the way they criticize those things. And the way we make money off is about analyzing situations. And the way we make money off. You say I'm my own artist. I'm my own entrepreneur. And P. Diddy said something, it takes time for the entrepreneurship and those things. But when you're your own entrepreneur, you gotta analyze it. And when you analyze it, you gotta study. TPN told me something and it pointed me in a different direction that helped me out. He threw punchlines and it helped me out to find where I need to find my music. You know, and I would define my music, and he's able to. I already know it, but he helped me in a little more way. You know, he helped me in a little more way in that direction. And I tell people, if you still willing to listen to people and people want to manipulate and set people up, I don't want to deal with it. I know every damn industry. I know when I take you to court, I know royalties, I know all of those things and those formats. No, a Memphis rapper say retarded, and I filed a complaint on that industry in Memphis, Tennessee. I know every industry. People say they're gonna whip the shit out of you. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't want that one listen. It's all about control. And if these niggas, I got them for intimidation. These niggas want intimidation, I got on for it. Y'all want to act an ass, and then like Senator Ted, and I told the Justice Department, they're like Senator Ted when he's looking around the room, and Senator Ted said somebody eyeballing him around the room and doing all of these things. Senator Ted saw something in that room. He saw something in that room. He saw another spirit behavior. And no. And people tried to break my mindset. Y'all don't know a damn thing. And they don't got cameras everywhere in that court. Judge Kennedy wanted to define those rules. Judge Kennedy did a lot of things different. And she decided not to. And that's gonna cost you, Judge Kennedy. It's gonna cost you. You could have did a lot of stuff. You could have got me to work with another worker. You didn't have to put me in jail. You could have did a lot of stuff different, Judge Kennedy. And you're laughing. I recognize your face, Judge Kennedy. Just like when my Social Security, the Mexican worker passed me one time in the street. Let's talk about that. And he looked at me in the car. That Mexican working at my local office. He looked at me. The same Mexican, big, heavy set. And I saw he think I didn't recognize him. When he saw me in his car one time, when I watched him, he think I didn't recognize him. We talk about that, Joe Biden and Senator Ted, we're going to have a problem, right? If I tell him one time, one of the workers saw me on the streets, the Mexican worker had a big eye in my look, and he looked at me, right, in his car. If I tell you that, God said, don't you lie. The same thing when Ms. Lee was looking down on me. When I had my eyes down on that table, right? And you were judging me, right? Let's talk about that, Miss Lee. You think I didn't see your spirit? You don't even understand me. But you were judging me when I had my eyes down at that table. And I told the civil rights leader, I told the civil rights, and I told the Justice Department, you were judging me, right? You think I didn't see your spirit, Miss Lee? You think God said, you think that I didn't see your spirit, Miss Lee? Hey, I want them to tell the truth. You was judging me. You think I did not see your spirit, Miss Lee? When I had my head down, you looked at me judging me. You think I didn't see your spirit? God said, when you don't understand his children, you don't understand me. And my spirit is still confused. People gonna say I judged them, I'm looking at them when I was in the thing, and all of those things. You're not meant to understand my spirit in a way that you can't understand. Because God got more that he can get out of me. And I told God, as nobody else can get the job done, I want you to put me up in another spirit. There's nobody else to get the job. I want you to keep putting me back on this earth because there's nobody else can get the job done. Some people and know that you think I studied you. I studied you. I studied the Social Security. I saw everybody that paid back money. Everybody that paid back money and they didn't stand for what they stand for. Everybody that paid back something and they didn't take a step. I studied you. I watched you and I studied you. So if I tell Senator Ted, I studied your government and I studied you. No, not good. Stop with your sarcastic. Hey, let me tell you something. I know sarcastic means, you hear me? And you're being sarcastic right now, damn, what you don't like. Because I know sarcastic, you're ticking me off. You hear me? You're being sarcastic with it. No, when I used to be with Selena, I would say shit to piss them off. But I wanted more of their affection. And I would say shit to piss my relationship off, and I know they care. See, you're being sarcastic on me. I know sarcastic because I did, and I wanted more of their affection. And I did it with Sabina to the point I took it too damn far. And I gotta learn. I get older and I learn from it. And I learned from it. I took it too far. Women. I could say when I was with Nikki, and we sitting on the sofa, women would pass by you, and they dress in their gown, and show their body attention towards you. And they will show their body attention when they want their man, when their man is on their game system. Their man is on their game system, and they trying to get their man attention. And I wanted Sabina attention more of her affection on that. Now I wanted her to focus on me, and I was like, fuck that. I'm like, hold up. And at that time, I wanted Sabina to focus on me. I said, listen, I didn't want her to focus on no other dude. I didn't want to focus on none of it. I wanted her to focus on me. And that's what I wanted when I was in that relationship. I wanted her to focus on me and on us. And I was like, well, I'm doing everything to get her attention. Because it was like, you're gonna get your girlfriend attention at that moment. You're gonna act insecure. You're gonna throw little messages on there. You said she's gonna get agitated. The little message that you see on the thing, you're gonna get agitated. Because I wanted more of her attention. So you're gonna let her look at the Facebook messages. You wanted more of her attention. I like, let me see if she really like this. Give me like more affection and love that I want. And I just do these little texts to people that when she's on the computer at Mirror's house to piss her off, even though I'm not involved myself. When she look on my MySpace to piss her off, I said, even though I'm not involving myself with them, but I'm gonna piss you off a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna piss you off a little. I'm gonna piss you off a little bit, and I'm gonna push you off a little bit. Man, I think I got kind of agitated a little bit, even though I wasn't doing no shit, but I kind of pissed her off. When Demir was telling me, I only did that to piss her off because Demir told me something. I only talked to Samantha because Demir was telling me stuff, and I did that to piss her off more. I did that to really, I didn't cheat, but I did that to piss her off. I didn't cheat. She got with Demir. That relationship was going. I did that to piss her off more. And I was like, hold up. Let me just interact with this person. With Demir telling me stuff, and she lied to me and everything. And I said, I always known since we was kids. Sky always told me. And I was like, hold up. And it's just Demir telling me this while you're advising me. And you're advising me. You're telling me stuff. I'm going to do this to piss you off. When you come back from advising me, I'm going to piss you off even more. So I did that to piss her off. And I did that to piss her off. I did that I met Samantha to piss her off. And I expected her to get with the mirror. That wasn't gonna last. That one day, I did that to piss her off more. Because Demira was telling me stuff, and I did that to piss her off. I said, okay, I'm gonna piss you off when you come back from volume. When she was going to volume, I'm gonna piss you off. Now her little friend that came back from Perry. Now I closed my personality off. She mad because I want to come to the fucking apartment with her. She in a picture with her, and over there when Sabina was gone. And you know when you lawyer, you gonna close off your intelligence from people. And she mad. She in a thing with this middle school, in Perry Middle School, and she in the taking pictures with her. This girl get mad that the girl they taking pictures with her. She get mad because she trying to get me to come to her apartment with her and stuff. And she get mad because I closed off my intelligence. Like fuck that, I'm staying loyal, and that's what broke the connection. Like, cause I want to close off. Like, no, my loyalty is for Sabina, and that would piss people off the most. No, I had to Chris Clark. I had to sister. She tried to sit on my lap, and I had to push her off. And and I had to push her off when we were sitting by a tab at the house, and I kind of ruined the connection a little bit more. And when I pushed the weight, and I kind of wanted to catch more on Chris Clark's sister and character, that kind of pissed her off a little bit more and stuff and all of that. So I always chill with Chris Clark's sister, Jessica, even when Sabina wasn't around. I chill in the room with Jessica and Chris Clark's sister when I would hang with her. Me and her talk. They got their dog, and I'm always in that fun with that situation. Me and her talking, communicating, we looking at each other. I'm always there, always with that situation. When we check that Chris Clark's house with. The thing is, when me and Demir, we in this Hercules movie, and me and Demir, we went to go see this movie at Cinema, right? This Hercules, not the one to watch. This another Hercules movie that was in theater. And then the mayor called me weird because I wanted to be legendary. I said, I just want to be like them. I'm a movie person. I like to go to the movies. And Sabina, Sabina was never, I spend more time with your cousin and them more than I spend with you. And that became your friends. I still got a picture with us on at CC's with Jessica Chris Clark's sister and all that. What you was. CC's and you don't understand people trying to get close to us and you going against the grain. And I see the spirit behavior. I say, look at man, and these things. I always know my work. I always know my work. A girl got mad because a girl named Cora, she got mad because I was loyal to when I give her a chance. When I give her a chance, and I give her a chance to stand in my apartment, the girl named Cora. And when I give her a chance after me and Sabrina broke up and she turned on me. How you like it? To get back at me. I was like, hold up right fast. I give you that chance. And she always didn't want to get pregnant. She couldn't get pregnant. And she always talked about, Cora always talked about, she stayed in apartments up in Carrollton where Mary used to stay. And she always wanted to talk about she couldn't get pregnant. She used to cry to me and Ricky when me and Ricky was sitting at the bed. Oh, I can't have a baby. And she had a baby now. I'm like, whoa, this girl Cora, she used to cry about she couldn't have a baby. The doctor tried, and we tried, and she tried, and she used to, and me and Rick used to just look at her, and we was like, hold up, me and Ricky Smith, he also went to Newman Smith, and me and Rick just used to look at her, and when she talking about she couldn't have a baby, and all the rest of that, all the rest of those things. Yeah, and she have a baby. I said, you did that out of spite, man. What the hell going on, girl? I said, me and my friend, me and Ricky and Crystal, we like, and then Work can let the cat out. I don't like cats. I like cats, but this girl Cole wasn't cleaning the cat litter. And Rick let the damn cat out, and I got frustrated. I said, "Hold up, Cole. Even though I don't like your cat because you're not cleaning the cat litter, you're not cleaning the cat litter. I didn't let that damn cat out. You know what I'm saying? So it was a big problem with her damn cat and all the rest. And now she got a kid. She used to complain about not having a kid, and she have a kid, but she did stuff to get back at me because I was in a relationship, and and that was the biggest problem with that. I said, "Damn." I looked at her and she said, "How you like it?" And I'm saying, "Whoa, whoa, hold up. I'm giving you a chance, and this is what you does." After me and Sabina not talking no more in conflict, me and this girl Summer, and I tried to tell cause Summer, Mirza, we all about Summer stepsister had a baby by Nathan, and I told Mirza, me and Sabina, me not Sabina, me and Summer sister, me and Sabina wasn't going together. They go back to Tesla. Sabina didn't care about me. She didn't give a fuck about me. She busy baby Mikey. She got Mikey in her business. She got the mirror in her business. She ain't worried about me. Stop going back and tell Sabina stuff, and she don't give a fuck about what I do. And that's the problem of what this situation is. What I had with her in character, with Sky and Sky and the Summer, they go back and tell everybody. I said, hold up, you going? She got shit going on with Mikey and them. She don't give a fuck about what I do. Even when I came with that I'm dating this Iranian chick, this Chinese girl. And one thing they told her in the apartment, we stand by Carrollton behind Turner, and she used to come and get me. And Sabina doing her own thing. She ain't worried about me. She ain't doing anything. She want to play those games. She ain't worried about me. You know, I'm dating this Chinese girl around and she's coming picking me up. She stayed in playing with Summer and Sky and them and Samantha. Samantha, that's the thing. And me and this girl around here, and she worked at a hotel in Fogo. And me and her having candles around the shower. And we bathing each other while the candles are dark around the shower. We put candles around those things. And you know, at that time, I let my brother use my damn phone. He texting me. He don't have a phone. I let him use it. And people are texting him from my phone. So my girlfriend looking at me from my phone. And I'm like, hold up. My brother don't have a phone. And that could be the biggest thing, my oldest brother. And I'm like, damn, this shit gonna get me in motherfucking trouble. Because my damn oldest brother, he don't have a phone right now. Getting out, and I'm like, damn, you motherfuckers right here gonna get me in trouble because you texting people, and I'm letting you use my phone, and you're texting motherfuckers, man. And I'm sleeping. She go on my phone. I'm trying to text my brother using my phone. When your brother want to make the call, they don't have a phone. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what the hell going on? I'm like, damn. I'm like, come on, what's going on? But the guy the people in the apartment said I don't have swag in my The reason why that relationship broke up, I'm gonna tell you the reason why that Iranian Chinese girl broke up. Because Samantha's boyfriend in Dallas tried to holler at her. And I confronted him about it. You dating Samantha, and Samantha broke up with him. Yeah, Samantha in Dallas. She broke up with him. And he tried to send her messages in the car because Samantha was going to check out my girlfriend out. And my girlfriend telling me, hold up, Samantha's boyfriend tried to holler at him and try to do all of that. And trying to do all of those things. And I'm like, hold up. She telling me these things. And I'm like, hold on, let me get at this cat. Let me get at this cat because my girlfriend telling me you sending her a message and Samantha go over there. She in Dallas like that. Samantha go over there and confront the dude and they break up. People were trying to connect with my relationship and me and Orion didn't get along because of that situation. And her mama don't like her. She can date other black guys, but her mama don't like her dating certain people, black guys. So she hide things from her mama because her mama don't like her dating black guys and a very controller person. And she had this voodoo, this god, this Chinese voodoo thing every time I came in the house, and all the rest of those things. And then I'm dating her. And that's the reason why and she used to work at a hotel. She had her own car and she worked at a hotel. And in Fort Worth, she gave me money out of the picture jar at this hotel. And she told me to go sit at this bar. And we're in Fort Worth. And we're in Fort Worth. And I go to the bar and I'm just eating and I'm watching the Magic game and I'm watching these things. Do you have any Hubert said HUBERT, Junior SELLERS. Bam. And I'm watching these things and I'm watching these things and I'm watching these things. And I'm watching these things. And that can be the biggest problem with this. I'm watching these things. So the reason why that relationship, had a girl in the car. She got kids. And she don't got a kid. She come and bring me stuff. Say he want to bring me something. And that connection, we walk around Carrollton, this Dallas one, and we walk. She bring me food. I tell her to get something from me, and and she come in the car, and we go around to Carrollton, Texas, and we didn't like that because of that relationship didn't last because everybody was in our business, and we walk around the park. Me and this black woman at the Carrollton Park. And I think Albert and me and her, we walk around this park and the connection was all because other people were in our business. So the connection was a little off. So me and her, she comes in Carrollton, Texas. This is the time Albert and them was on there and Sabina and them didn't think that Auntie them died and I'm still over there by Mirza. Sabina doing her own thing. She ain't worried about me, man. And rest of those things. And this black girl come and see me. And over there in Carrollton, Texas Park, I forgot her name. And she come and see me. And when she come and see me, she bringing me food. She bringing me things that I need as a woman. And we chilling in the car, and we doing all of those things. So the connection, because other people's behavior was involved in the situation, and it kind of threw us off. I dated these two girls. This girl, she in Dallas, she got 3 kids, and we dated on the internet in Dallas. And she talking to a million niggas, and you gotta watch out for people because when you are in a relationship and you're not meeting people yet, that relationship can be a great thing when that relationship can be it. So we didn't get along. This girl with 3 kids, we didn't get along because I forgot the name of her kid. She had 3 kids. She talking to other niggas, letting them, and we didn't get along with those things. So that relationship right there was one of those things where I'm talking to her online, the internet, with FaceTime, and doing all of this. Then you're talking to other niggas, and you're trying to build with other niggas. And that's what you gotta watch out for women in relationships when you're not with them and you just haven't met them yet, you haven't interacted with them yet, and that can be the biggest problem with that situation and all of that. I even saw Mikey at a store I think in Plano. Mikey at I saw Mikey at a Sonic over there, at a Walmart over there when I was in Plano. Her ex-boyfriend over there in Carrollton, the one she dated, I saw her. And the thing I had the problem, let me tell you why me and Felicia didn't work. I'm gonna tell you this girl, Felicia. She talking to a nigga that I had a fight with. And I told her, you're gonna listen to this nigga. You and your mom will communicate with this nigga. And I said, that's gonna break that connection right there. Because me and this nigga had a falling out because of what I was doing for Demir mom and Demir dad. Demir mom and dad know anything they ask for me, I would get. But at the same time, they must know I have to take care of myself as a young man and as a kid. You action things for me, and I have to take care of myself. I can't give you everything, but I have to take care of myself. I got to make sure my head couldn't take care of. And people would try to dry you and take advantage of. I'm not saying Demir Dad tried to do that. No, I'm not trying to do that. I'm not saying that. But they have to understand I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure my knees and my hair cut up, my clothes are taken. I can only help you with so much. But though I gave you my income tax, I helped them out with my income tax. I got 600 back, and I helped them with my income tax. I didn't spend that on myself. But I was like, hold up, let me help my friends out with this matter. And helping him. And I give him weed and I give him work, and he got robbed out of it. Demir got robbed by them Patrick, other friend, and he wanted me to give him more things, and he got robbed. Patrick and they in the car with Demir. I said, you want me to give you some more, and you got robbed, and I can't even um 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 you can't even be trusted what you got, and you got robbed. He's scarred up. I think that money just don't grow out of motherfucking trees. So you needed to get on your feet, flip it, reflip it, but you got robbed, man. And I think that was more of the problem that you hanging out with Patrick people and you got robbed. So that was more of the problem I had with Demir more, and he wanted me to help. I don't do that no more. The mirrors are trying. Let me tell you, mirrors are trying to say that, and I know the singing was watching. We're gonna talk about that when I was by Mirror's house, the friend I did music, and I know you was watching my social media the whole time, and that's why the Carrollton police. And I know that was that, and that's why I told him no. I know the behavior. You don't think I know you was watching my social media? And I told him no. I talked about stuff I did in the past. They know music going through a struggle. If you're watching me and you already got your eyes on me already, when I'm in Carrollton going by Mirza house, and I know you're watching because Rick said Mirza worked for the police. No, I know why they doing that dumbass shit. Because they talking about their tax dollars. I talked about how we walked in Perry, we never got caught with weed. You think you really slick, man? Carrollton, Texas, and Dallas, Texas, really slick. They really slick. See, when Mirza was at the house, you're gonna be able to see when I'm gonna confront you about it in the Justice Department. I did that in the past. There's no need to do that when we didn't get caught. So I know you was watching me when I was at that computer at Mirza house. See, the thing is this. I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna call you out on it. See, the mayor can continue to lie if he want to lie, and City Hall and the members in the state of Texas can continue to lie. And you have my 14th Amendment, newspaper, I got a 14th Amendment. Continue to lie, Mary Johnson. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna talk about when I was by my friend, when I messaged you, and you was watching me. And Mirza said something about going back to selling weed. And you was watching me the whole time. Let's talk about that with the Justice Department. And I told Mirza no. I know why you was doing that in Carrollton. Don't you lie to me. God said I want the state of Texas to confess. See, when your democracy or racism want to play this game is big. So we're gonna tell the Justice Department I'm gonna follow civil rights. When I was in downtown Carrollton, I was by Mirza's house, and me and Mirza was on social media, even though they already know already. Even though they already know already. You think I didn't know that you was watching me on social media? You really think that I didn't have my eyes on you? You really think Senator Ted and you didn't have me? God said, I know your step before you make it. You really think I didn't have my eyes on the rest of y'all in Texas, all over the globe? You really think that I didn't see in you, that I didn't have my eye on you? The mastermind behind it all had his eye on me. But people will try to destroy that truth. They will try to destroy what God give them. They will try to destroy that truth. They will try to destroy what God give them. Right? So when I talk about this, when I go in the Justice Department and the Civil Rights Department, I'm going to tell them when I was by Mirza House in downtown Kev, you was watching me and you was following me on social media. Ricky, my friend Ricky, told me that I do music with. He said when we sat at Mirza's porch, and he told me, "Hold up, I think he wrote the Mirza. I know why you was there. Why is that? You really think that I'm in Carrollton? I'm working. I'm going to Mirza House all the way from Addison to downtown Carrollton. This Carrollton police, he 5 blocks over. This dumb motherfucker. I say, that's a dumb motherfucker. I'm that dumb motherfucking Carrollton police. He don't know I see his dumb ass. And this nigga doing left and right, just driving. They tell us about paying attention to the road, and that dumbass Carrollton police ain't paying attention to it. I said, you a stupid motherfucker. I was sitting up there walking from Addison to Carrollton by my friend Mirza's house. And I said, you dumb motherfucker. I was like, this Carrollton police, he don't know I'm seeing we passing through the Carrollton Library. I'm passing through the Carrollton Library. I'm passing through the Addison store, 7-Eleven, where I used to stay in Addison, the apartment by the Domino's and gas Chevron. I'm passing through all of those things. This dumb motherfucker right here. I know it. You a dumb motherfucker. I told this Carrollton police, you a dumb motherfucker. You a dumb motherfucker. I want that Carrollton police. He's a dumb motherfucker. I want him to know that is a stupid motherfucker. He's a dumb motherfucker. I want him at the middle of the night, your dumbass behaving yourself. But they say I work for those people, right? The streets, I'm not looking at it in a bad way because I'm still going to explain my story, but they watched it because they was after their tax dollars. The truth going to come to light. So I'm going to tell y'all, when I was at Mary's house, I do music with, you was watching on my social media. And the Carrollton police was acting an ass. You think I didn't know Carrollton police? You still ain't catching on yet, Carrollton police. How far you want to abuse your power? How far are you willing to go to abuse it and lie to your community? And this is always one-sided. And everybody literally has this. You're looking at this situation, and people might take your side because they have a racist problem. And they don't want to understand my point of view. And they treat us bad in the businesses. So let me tell you something. We're going to talk about when I was on the phone. We're also going to talk about Walmart. When I was on the phone with Jessica. When I was on my phone in Walmart and Jessica was looking at me. Who Jessica was on that phone with? We're going to talk about that when I told him I threatened to shoot the way you treated me. And I threatened to sue and leave the way you treated me. I want to know who Jessica was on that phone. Me and Jessica looked me dead in my spirit. And she looked at me and I looked at her. Who she was on that phone texting and talking to that day when I threatened to sue you. If you didn't want to teach me. Let's talk about that. Dylan Miller, when I see you, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Who was on that phone that day when I threatened to sue you? While I was talking on that phone with you. And Jessica was looking at me face to face. You think I didn't know? You really think, Dylan Miller, you think I didn't know? Oh, a lot is going on. A lot of behavior. But God said, I know when I was in Dallas County, I would have to deal with Doug Miller. I would have to deal with Yellow Breezy, Trap Boy Freddie, and the rest of the community. I know this was going to have to be dealt with. I even know in Atlanta, when I set up in Clayton County, Atlanta, when Victor Cruz was looking at me from that jail cell. We also going to talk about Victor Cruz and them coming in there, the warrant coming in there, and everybody else coming in there looking at me. You think I didn't notice you? You want to get money? You think I didn't realize your behavior? You see, I've been aware of Victor Cruz and the rest of them. And people in Atlanta didn't want to believe me. Every time Clay County y'all go in the jail cell, they take pictures of y'all motherfucker. I said, you don't see that camera flashing in there in Clay County? When they leave their doors open, I said, they taking pictures of y'all motherfuckers every time y'all go in that motherfucking cell. When the cell don't close. They posting stuff in the camera flashing every fucking time they go in there. And they putting pictures up there and the camera flash and everybody's still doing it. You don't see what's going on here? And I'm trying to tell them that in Atlanta. I was like, these motherfuckers, every time they start to put stuff on there and cameras flashing, I'm telling y'all in Clinton County, they taking pictures. And every time y'all niggas go in our cell, we leave that cell open, y'all put that paper. And they doing that, they taking pictures of y'all asses, man. And I hear when they put every time we go in, I say that picture flag. I see y'all motherfuckers don't know. And let me tell you something. It's about manipulation. I see y'all niggas going there and fighting in the jailhouse. And they write everything that the security guards opening that cell for y'all. And you doing exactly what y'all tell them to do. We see these niggas gonna do what I tell them to do. In Clayton County, Atlanta. And yeah, in Clayton County, Atlanta. And these niggas don't even know the security guard. I stood down because the security guards was watching them and writing everything down. I'm following you already, sweetie. I'm sitting in there because while you going in the cell and fighting, and you doing in there, they writing this shit down. And I'm like, I told him do it. And he said, yeah, he want to fight. No, because I know they watching y'all. And I know the security guards writing everything down in Clayton County, Atlanta. I didn't want to fight because they watching you dumb motherfuckers. When they open that cell for you to fight. And these dumb niggas gonna do what I say. They control it. So they gonna do what I say. And I'm like, hold up, Clinton County, Atlanta, hold up. They writing it after y'all do the situation, they writing this shit down. Y'all don't catch what's going on. I told you, I didn't want to fight. Because that's just putting yourself in more trouble. After you fight this nigga, after you fight him, that's putting yourself in more trouble. So they writing everything. I'm watching them from the monitor while I'm sitting in the cell in Clayton County. They got their eye on you. They watching everything you niggas do. They open they said, they know these niggas control. They do what I do. You're not even free. That New Orleans person told me something. He's from New Orleans. You're a distant number to them. He said they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. When I got in, and he told me never came back, and I kept my word. I had to step back foot in them. Let me tell you why they took me off of Clayton County, Atlanta. They took me off that because they know if that music business. Go listen to that song all day about Kanye West. Go listen to it. Go type in it. I'm not lying to you. They know. And they didn't want me to leave Texas with that blueprint. It was going to start a war. They're going to say at me fussing, calling, and all the rest of that. And I'm talking about how this was going to dominate the whole thing. Listen to the song called, I didn't just call DJ Envy, I called Rockefeller. Go get Jay. Go. Kanye West sent Jay-Z. Jay-Z sent Kanye West. Go listen to the song called All Day. I didn't just call, I called Def Jam, I called everything with that. Oh, I got a building that's gonna kill you. I called Rockefeller, I called iHeartRadio. I called everything. I didn't just call DJ Envy ain't nothing. DJ Envy ain't nothing. But when you call Rockefeller and Kanye West and Jay-Z sing Kanye West, that means something. That means something. Hey, Trump knows it. Hey, Trump know what I did. Trump know I called Rockefeller and I arrested him in Def Jam. Go get Jay, go get Jay, go get Jay, go get Jay. What they hear and they watch him. Go get him, go get him, go get Jay. They know. Go listen to the song all day. Go listen to it all day by Kanye West. Go listen to it. Go type in Kanye West. And remember, people can put songs at 2002. When I go on my YouTube, those videos don't actually match those videos. If they put it a long time ago, that means they're doing that to trick their head. Some of the artists do that to trick the community head. And I can put right now, if I'm on my YouTube right now, I can put a video from 1999, right? I'm doing good. I can put a video from 1999. So you got to realize that the date don't match. The thing is because the person that put that material out is playing with your mind. It's all about a mind game. And if you don't know how to control that mind, that can be the biggest effect of what's going on. Like when a person tell me that to punch my kid, that means you trying to control the situation. The fuck I'm gonna like punching my kid for? Show my dick. You trying to control. You trying to have control to wrong. That one girl that trying to get money off me, and whether she ain't gonna be able to win because you messing with a disability at that moment. She thinks she gonna win, taking advantage of a disability, whatever that is. We're gonna tell her this, taking advantage. That ain't gonna come back to bite me. That really ain't gonna come back to bite me. That video I showed on that website, if she gonna try to get money, that video ain't gonna come back to bite me at all. Now, I was very upset when Miss Laura Lee died because I was mad how Cedric treated her. You know, one thing with Laura Lee had with her customers, she understood what her customers went through, and and I think Cedric wanted all the money. He didn't want to cut the deals with the customer, and I think that started to get hard for Miss Laura Lee and what Miss Laura Lee was doing, and Cedric didn't like that when he stepped in, and I kind of saw that, and I told Tony why I left. Tony and them at the U-Haul why I left, and I was at U-Haul and I told Tony and he met me. I left because of Miss Laura Lee. I left. I didn't tell him the reason why I left because of Miss Laura Lee, and I left because of that call. He ain't moving, and I called U-Haul and I said, who's on that call? I want to know who he was talking to. And I tried to just talk because the CEO came down from U-Haul. He wanted me to do more. I met the CEO. I met them, and he wanted me to step out of that position and do more. But Cedric and them was judging me, and Brady and them was judging me. But that CEO that came in there, that core manager, he wanted me to do more. At U-Haul, the CEO of U-Haul wanted me to do more. I remember he fly down from the jet and he shake my hand and he see me in Addison U-Haul, and I'm always helping the Bud Light girls, the Miller Light girls, the Bud Light girls at U-Haul, and we always talking every day, doing the storage thing and all of that stuff in Addison, and we always talking every day. And when I worked at U-Haul, I worked there for 5 years. I started off with $7. I worked my way up to $9, and I still got a check that comes, a 2 cent check that comes every time. Oh, I get a thing about the U-Haul president, about the who you want to vote for the president of the company. But he wanted me to be more. He saw something in me. But I heard Brady gonna talk about it. That's you don't know what the hell I can do. And I hate me and this girl at U-Haul. We worked at U-Haul. She loved mine dude. We go to the we go there in Addison, and we go in the Mountain Dew, and she worked at the Mountain Dew thing, and she worked there, and we worked at the Mountain Dew. and she worked at U-Haul, and she used to have this little DJ thing. And we liked it each other. We connected, and Uche intimidated that connection. People can, and I watched Uche intimidate that connection. And people intimidate. I'm like, hold up, the way you looking at her, and the way we trying to connect with each other, and people don't want to. The thing is to have these managers that have time to work with people and teach people. We are not having these people that do these things. You know what? Every model I stood by. When I first met Miss Laura Lee, I met Miss Melanie. I met Miss Laura Lee first, then I met Melanie. You know, one thing what they do, I'm gonna tell you what they do. The ticket to work program don't do nothing but fill out applications. We gotta do the talking. We gotta do the personality talking. And I remember my first time meeting Miss Laura Lee, and I asked Miss Laura Lee to play. I'm sitting in this room by myself, and I asked Miss Laura Lee to give me a chance. Let me show you what I can do when I get on that floor. I got every job by showing, but it was different from Walmart because Walmart judged me, charged. You know, hey, Leroy and everybody laughed at me the first time when I drove the trucks into the place, and everybody started laughing at me at U-Haul, but like, you what the hell you was doing? You were doing good the first time. Where the hell you put your feet? Every time that Leroy look at that tape, and Leroy and all of them look at that tape, Huber, we look at that tape, and everybody still laugh. I told it 3 U-Haul trucks, and everybody still laugh. Huber, what you was doing? Man? I said, Huber, you was doing so good the first time. What made you put your foot on that ghetto so fast like that? You were doing good at first. I'm like, yeah. And you know, kind of like, you were doing good at first. I'm like, you were, and like everybody laugh at when they see that tape. You were, what the hell you was doing when you putting your feet on that ghetto? You know, one thing I respect about Grizz, I kept doing it when I was doing the forklift. And he didn't care about my CBS. I kept doing it around. So you ever watch Police Academy? Police Academy teach him how to drive. And Grizz started laughing at me the whole damn time in there. And Grizz didn't even care what that on the CBS. I'm gonna tell him, Grizz didn't care. I'm gonna tell you, Grizz didn't care about those CBLs. He didn't care about me having those damn things. God said he saw racism and he didn't give a fuck. You talking about a man that got the same different color skin as me. The man that got a different color skin as me, and he accepted me when he teaching me. And we're not even black. We don't even, and we able to work together. And we able to work together. And Grizz would be disappointed. I'm gonna tell Douglas Miller, to tell Charles, Grizz would be disappointed to see how y'all acted at 1216 with Vaughn and Felicia. If Grizz was still working there, Grizz would be disappointed in y'all. Felicia, Vaughn, the rest of y'all. Grizz would be, y'all didn't do that shit when Grizz was there. Charles didn't act up because they needed Grizz. They didn't do that when Grizz was there. They needed Grizz. Grizz took care of everything. They needed Grizz. They didn't play that. Charles didn't dare to pull that shit. Charles, the way that Charles acted, he didn't dare to put that shit in front of Grizz. Because they needed him. Every time they asked Grizz to fix something and do something, Grizz take me to the corporate office right across the street from 1216, and he'd take me to help build stuff. Every time Grizz had a mission to do, he took me to the Home Depot and he'd take me places. Grizz didn't judge me. Look at Walmart. Look how you acting. Grizz would be disappointed in you right now. And I'm going to tell him, if Grizz were here, he would be disappointed in 1216. He'll just be Felicia, Vaughn, Rebecca, all the rest of them. I'm going to tell the Justice Department, if Grizz was still working at 1216, he would be disappointed in y'all. Deborah, Yvonne, and Felicia. Y'all waited till Grizz left. I told Grizz, if Grizz would have heard what's going on right now, he will be disappointed in y'all. They waited to Grizz. I said, Grizz, I told Grizz, when you leave, they gonna start acting up. And Grizz used to tell me, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, Hubert. But they showed their true colors. It was the ball game change coming. And I'm gonna tell the Justice Department, this is for the Walmart. Grizz will be a disappointment in Yvonne and Felicia and the rest of them in that cashier room would be disappointed in you if Grizz was still here. Grizz didn't judge me. He 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 said fuck him. And he put this thing on. He said fuck them. And he put this thing on. And he said, here, I'm gonna put this badge on you. And with your CBLs, getting electric pallet that fuck them, we know about their racist ass. We gonna teach you, we gonna train you. And every time that claim truck came, we talking to each other. You could come and help. Even though I didn't have my CBLs, the use that electrical parts, Chris didn't give a fuck. Chris said, let Charles not be racist. Chris didn't care about all of that. That's the difference with Chris. Why he didn't care about all of that. When Chris saw them doing stuff to me, Chris was out there in the forklift. Chris said, Hubert, I'm not gonna let this go on. Chris was like, Hubert, I'm gonna get this damn forklift and I'm gonna help you. I'm not gonna let Charles and the rest of them do this to you. And Grizz got that forklift out the back, and he started putting the carts on that forklift. And he said, Hubert, do all of it. I respect Grizz more than I respect. And me and Grizz, he showed me his house. Grizz left, but he got tired of your bullshit. He got tired of you. I told why Grizz left Doug Miller. Ask Charles why Grizz left. Grizz been planning on leaving. Grizz been planning on leaving. Grizz been planning on leaving you. Why Grizz left, Charles? Steve, why Grizz left? They don't want to talk about why Grizz left. Grizz was supposed to be there. Why Grizz left? I told Doug Miller why Grizz left. I don't know if he working at a Walmart. I don't know where he at. Have he just retired on his ranch? Because he said he was retiring, he was moving. Why Grizz left? Some people will go to different Walmarts because they're getting tired of that same old Walmart. They're getting tired of that same old Walmart. And they will go to different Walmart because they want to be around better leadership. And I think when you're tired of another Walmart and you're tired of the same management, you will go to another Walmart and you will be part of something else. And I think that's what, I don't know, Grizz, he showed me his ranks, he showed me all of these things. You know, I want to meet Grizz. I want to have a house in Oklahoma and I want to sit up there in that ranch and have him and everything and all of that. And I want to tell him thank you. Thank you for being a good co-worker. Thank you for being a good friend, a co-worker that took me to NASCAR. When Joy Victoria said something, I seen Bun B at NASCAR. I seen the 50 Cent at NASCAR. And I started showing people on my Facebook that me and Grizz went to NASCAR. We interacting at the Texas Motor Speed working. We talking to the NASCAR people and the girls in the suits. We having a great conversation with them. We doing all of this when Grizz took me. I'm taking all of this stuff that Grizz took. Grizz took me to that office across the street from 1216. But Charles was the problem. Charles was the problem. Then he gonna walk away from me. He gonna walk away from me. And Grizz was here, you wanna do that, right? Why you do it now? I'm gonna tell him when you walked away from me 5 times, why you do it now? We're gonna talk about it, dude, remember? You didn't do that with Grizz because you needed Grizz. You know, Grizz kept me under his wing. You know, as long as Grizz was there, you couldn't mess with me, right?
right? As long as Grizz was there, and let's talk about this Walmart situation. As long as Grizz was there, you can tamper with me, and that created a problem for you, Charles and Steven, right? Racism. Y'all don't know that created a problem, right? Not tell Diamond Baby Moon, Diamond Baby Moon, Diamond, the Mirza Cabinet Baby Moon. They saw what he was doing to me. They saw what Diamond Mirza Baby Mama checked up on me and said, "Hugo, what's wrong?" Even though she was dating somebody else with another dude, and she talked about what's wrong? What's wrong? We go to Mirza's party. Mirza's baby mama have a party over there. We go over there about the Mirza's baby mama party, have a house. She got a big pool in that area. We go over there. If your baby mama know what's up, Mirza, I want him to hear me. I want Dallas, Texas to hear me. If your baby mama know what they was doing, why you don't do it? Come on. If your baby mama know when she worked at 1216, know what Charles Lim was doing you, let's talk about it. Your baby mama came and checked up on me at night. He was what's wrong? Tavani and them people at Creekview, they came to 1216. He was, you need to leave. Everybody actually he was wrong. Don't be a part of Walmart. Even Cassie brother them came over there. Cassie brother came over there. No two Cassies, but that's not the difference. They came over there. He interacted with me, Cassie brother, and Cassie brother interacted with me. And they used to go to Perry and Norman Smith. He said, "Hey, what's going on?" Cassie and them brother and stuff. He interacted with me. So Cassie brother interacted with me, and he said, "Hey, come on, man." But when they see people have better leadership than them, better, better people that come in there talking, they see that as a threat. Let's talk about what was said, those racist words that were said in that room, Desmond Miller. You gotta use the bathroom? You gotta use the bathroom? Use the bathroom? You want down to the Yeah, I got two. That sleeps on 11 o'clock, dude. Come on, I'm gonna make you go to sleep at 7 o'clock. And I'm not even making that much noise. You gotta use the back. Don't get back on the computer. You told me don't get back on the computer? Well, I'm gonna get off. I think I'm finished. Alright, you gotta lay back down and get off the computer. But I want to tell you that, okay? What's the key? Oh, no. I told Grandma you was going to be up. You went to sleep at 7 o'clock. I didn't wake you up. I did not wake you up yet. I did not wake you up. You did not get up because of me. You did not get up because of me. You did not get up because of me. I was not talking to you about it. Everybody talking about he didn't stick by the rules. I know you know what I mean. No, I'm gonna stick by racism rules. I'm gonna stick by you knowing what I know. I'm sorry, son. Let me get off here. I'm gonna stick by those rules. And the million them played the dirty game to get an election. And I said, as long as he here, but anything happened to me, they're gonna know the mayor is a liar. He's a liar, and City Hall and them a liar, and corruption in the City Hall, racism in City Hall. Everybody that sit by the mayor is racist. Racism. God said, "You have broken my trust. You have broken my children's trust, mayor. You have broken American trust, man, in City Hall and them. And I told her, I want everybody in there more. You make the prosecutor making this more hard. And we're gonna talk about, let's talk about what was said in that room. Doug Miller, I want everything that belongs to me. And I filed a racial complaint against the Justice Department because it's politics involved. And I want God said, I want to make sure you on God's side, you on justice side. So I had to do that. I had to do those things because so much has happened. So and why I did those things, I'm gonna tell the Justice Department why I filed the racial complaint against you. Because you're not gonna be able to see how Doug Miller and his employees acted and other people acted in different areas if you wasn't there. And I don't want this stuff to be one sided. So when I tell Doug Miller, when I tell him, people will say stuff low for you not to hear them. When they call my son retarded, the kid gonna come. Even when we was on the clock, they said racist names. When I was on the clock, I told them they said, "Oh, retarded, dumb," and all the rest of it, teasing why you in the Walmart dealer. And I said all of these things that they was doing, that Charles and them was doing, Dirk at 2996 was doing. All of these things that 2996 was doing while you dumb, you retarded in front of customers. And I'm gonna make sure they have it again when I worked at the you dumb, you retarded in the deli in front of customers. In front of customers. And I'm gonna make sure they have it again. You dumb, you retarded in front of customers. I'm gonna make sure, because I have to retract myself, and I want to make sure the Justice Department have all of these things. I want to make sure they have all of these things going on. So I'm gonna have to write them again. And when I worked at the store 2996 in the deli, the employees was calling me dumb and retarded. Yes, we can, and we're gonna talk about that. So I want to make sure they have it again. Even though I worked them again, I want to make sure the Justice Department have it again. And the civil rights leader have it again. Dylan Miller, you making a lot of money off of me, off of my ideas, off of my ideas. Yo, they don't know nothing yet. They don't know nothing yet. That true app, that yellow breeze on, that's my idea. They don't know nothing yet. Whoever getting paid off that idea, they getting paid off of my idea that created, but they still went against the app. I wanted the app to be for Trill when I said it, because I think highly of Bun B and Pimp C because they speak the truth. And I don't got a problem with Bun B and none of them. Joy and Victoria told me that was a test. And when they got with DJ Khaled, I know something, you know, I know something was going on. I know something was going on. And I know I gotta be humble. So I know something when DJ Khaled got with Bun B and tell him thanks for supporting me. I know something was going on. So I want to tell people I was for DJ Khaled, and I think me playing DJ Khaled music, and I think DJ Khaled gonna tell Bun B that, and Bun B is gonna communicate with DJ Khaled. I play music for you, but to get what I want, I have to stay humble. It takes a lot because I know DJ Khaled now pays a lot of people to play music, and I know that. I know those things, but these niggas want to take the money. They want to be like Ball and Rock. They want to be like Birdman. They want to be like Wayne. They want to take the money. These rap big tuck niggas want to take the money. They want to take everything that's going on in this industry. They want to be like Ball and Block, and they want to do all of these things. I know what you're up to. I know what you Dallas niggas up to. I work for DJ Khaled. I don't work for nobody. People don't have to mention your name to make you the topic of conversation. Remember that, cause Trill, like I'm talking about people you don't even know. They don't have to. But Yellow Breezy tried to mention my name after all of the bullshit. No, try to throw a punchline at me. Say fuck H. No, I had a dream. God said He gave me a dream that you even when Lil Flip, when Lil Flip was beefing with Squad Up and they made that Noise Clap. They made that Noise Clap remix. And Lil Flip was with Juvenile. And Lil Flip was listen to that Lil Flip was beefing with Juvenile. Lil Flip was beefing no not Lil Flip, Slim Thugger was beefing with Squad Up at that time. Was beefing with Squad Up, but that didn't get out of hand though. Everybody was able to keep the cool. Even the beef with Squad Up and B Jiggy, they was able to calm down and everybody was able to come to agreement. And that's why everybody survived in between that situation. We saw the video when one of the Squad Up members came up to BG. You watching that video and talked to BG. Lil Wayne Hakizel was even in the video with Hakizel. With Hakizel. He was even in the video with them. Lil Wayne was in the video with one of the Chopper City boys a long time ago. And before he signed, he talked about he wanted to see what Lil Wayne he was thought about, but he know about the business of staying loyal. And he know about that. So when one of the Chopper City members was in the video with Lil and Chopper City was in a video with Wayne, and Wayne and God was making a video. What's his name? He was making that video, and Wayne is up there. Wayne is in the background, and he talks about him and Lil Wayne and talking. And even BG talked about when he wanted to get back signed in Cash Money, and somebody tried to sign Drake, and he had to go take care of that situation. We everybody tell him, I'm a Squad Up fan, and I didn't see Lil Flip respond. I didn't see Squad Up respond back to that. I think Lil Flip. Um, I just think you're headaching. You're headaching by Squad Up. I didn't get when it was with Wayne. Wayne had them on fire. When Squad Up was Wayne had them on that level. But you don't see at the Squad ever get back together. When the Flip and Squad Up, we didn't see that. When the Flip had Squad Up, the energy was different. The energy was different, and the energy was different. And I think when they left, it was a little bit different. We didn't see that same. We didn't see that same stuff when Lil Wayne when his separate ways was Squad Up. And we didn't see that same energy from Gutter Gutter now and T Streets like we wanted to see from Squad Up members. We didn't see those things that we wanted to see you watch the Squad Up beef between Lil Wayne and you hear them the New Orleans thing, and we wanted Wayne. We didn't care. We wanted Wayne. It was Weezy that we wanted, and Squad Up wanted Wayne to stay. And I think Gutter and them explained to that it wasn't Baltimore that we wanted. It was Wayne that we wanted. Daddy. Yeah. All right, go pee. I didn't wake you up to work yourself up. Yeah. Will you turn the lights out? I didn't put my pants off window. I'm sorry. So they know about me already. Everybody telling you go and kill. They ain't done my own shit. I want to do it. Huh? I got no more food. All right.
I think it's good.
No, I want that
All
cold.
right, give me a few minutes here. So we can in the floor. You don't got no more Kool-Aid.
I want no more
Hey, you
Kool-Aid.
gonna drink some water? You want water?
I want a new one.
You're down with me. I didn't make that Kool-Aid. Okay. All right, but we're gonna go. All right, we're gonna make some food. Stay right here. Might as well make some food. You want to see you lay down? Lay down and make some food. Come on, bro. Come on.
No.
Why?
Turn off the lights for me.
I'm sorry. Right here.
No. 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 No.
All right, stop that.
No.
Let me turn off this computer.
No. No. No.
I'm not turning off this computer.
No.
No, I didn't do it. What's going on?